I asked him, we were doing that whole news thing. We're doing a whole story. Are you cool with that? And he goes, yeah, I don't know. I got to think about that. I stole some money from a bunch of Russians, and I don't want to. He was dead serious. He's like, I don't want to be seen on camera. I stole some money from a bunch of Russians. Welcome, everybody. Season 2, Episode 6 of Full Belly Podcast. I'm your host, Matt Bell. We have Juan here. Juan is always with us. Juan's co-hosting with us today. We also have Bryan with us.
Hakuna Matata.
Bryan is going to co-host. Coco. He's the co-host.
Coco.
C-O-C-O, not C-O-C-O-A.
Yeah. Coco.
Co-host.
Coco beware.
Hey.
Coco melon.
Coco melon.
Coco puffs.
Okay.
Yeah, you're melon.
I like it.
Yeah, you're melon.
I like it.
And we've got some great guests. It's gonna be a really good show. I'm excited about it. I'll introduce them momentarily. Before we get into it, though, we messed up last week. Yeah, we just made like a very, very serious mistake that I honestly am a little bit embarrassed about.
Yeah, Matt fucked up.
That's actually not true. So I don't do that. That's never happened ever in my life.
It was me. I'm sorry.
Thank you. Hey, so Juan, well, you know what? We're going to get into that too. Juan's fast. We're going to talk about Juan's fast and how that helps with his willingness and his integrity, and how he doesn't eat for 24 hours at a time, but
what's happening?
He still eats every day.
Yeah.
So he eats every day, but he fasts for 24 hours every day.
23 hours and some minutes. Fucking Mr. Particular here. I get it.
Well.
I take it back. I
what do they say?
amend my statement.
Close only counts in
horseshoes and hand grenades.
Yeah, well, so neither of those are in this. And selfies?
And selfies. Nowadays, it's selfies, too.
We messed up, and I think we have to own that. So we explained how we're structuring the seasons, and we have 12 episodes every season, and how each episode is basically based off of a principle behind the 12 steps. And we said that step 5 was willingness, and we talked about willingness last week. Although step 5 is not about willingness, it's about integrity.
Correct.
We talked about willingness last week. So this technically should be about willingness, step 6, the principle behind step 6. But we're going to talk about integrity since we didn't talk about it last week.
And that's integrity.
That's integrity. Accepting when you did something and being honest about it.
Ownership.
Valor, righteousness, honesty,
nobility,
noble,
valiance,
noble,
no BS.
Exclamation point.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So we've got 2 great guests here to talk with us today about some integrity. So first, we'd like to introduce Pat. Pat, man. Welcome, dude.
Well, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Welcome to you.
I'm happy to have you.
Player Pat's his nickname. Just
Big
so you guys
Pete.
know. Big Pete or Player Pat.
Push a P.
Push it, Pete.
Push and P.
Formerly known as Patrick.
Patrick.
The
Left all
artist.
Tricks in Akron.
Is that your legal name? Patrick?
Yes.
What? What?
He said Patrick's, but I left the tricks in Akron, where he's from.
Oh.
Wow.
Bars.
Wow. Patrick's dead, but Pat is still here. Patrick's gone. He's not. It's Pat now. It's like country.
Yep. No longer country.
It's TJ.
Big Tej.
Don't call me Big Country.
He's dead.
The big and the country has dead and gone.
He told me I was grandfathered in and could still call him country.
That's
I
fantastic.
said, you know what? I'm going to respect you, though. You want to be called TJ? I'll call you Country TJ.
T Big Country J. T Big Country J.
Yeah.
Shout out Big Country. We love him.
Shout out.
We
Love you,
TJ.
country. TJ.
But Pat, that was really, really cool. I feel like that should be in your bio somewhere, like on your social media or something. Like, left the tricks in the past. It's just Pat.
Yeah.
There's a song I really like. It's called, it's by Swayze. And
Buzzin'?
Yeah. He says, what does he say? They call me Swayze, kind of like Patrick.
Oh, I see what he did there.
Yeah.
Oh.
Patrick Swayze.
Swayze.
Is it, how do you say that actually? Patrick
Swayze?
Swayze.
That's it right there. The English
Yeah,
language, like, I mean, if you technically go back to the roots of Swayze,
Yeah.
back to England and
First Testament.
First Testament type.
First, not the New or the Old Testament.
Right.
It's the First Testament.
Right,
very first one.
right. The first one, like if you
That Jesus wrote.
yes, and if you said Swayze,
King Juan version.
yeah, the King Juan version,
King Juan.
it would really come out.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. It's Coach Juan version.
Coach Juan.
That's correct.
Coach Juan version of the.
That's correct.
Foul.
Swayze.
Objection.
Hearsay. You're leading.
Leading the witness.
You are leading the witness right now, sir. Objection. Writer does not agree.
They don't get it.
No,
Nobody gets it,
nobody gets
but
it.
they'll get it by the end.
Yep, by the end of it, they will. Got to go up high, go down low, and you realize when you're down low, you're still up high.
Actually, because when you know what you're doing and you're doing what you know, you don't really know what you're doing until you do what you know. So, in the end, when you actually know what you're doing, the whole time you didn't know what you were doing, and you have something, but you didn't really have nothing at all.
And
Actually-
that's when you realize you had everything.
I literally
Yeah.
had that same conversation with a drunk homeless guy at a gas station that was asking
Objection
me for money.
Hearsay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Speculative.
It didn't make sense then, but now it makes total sense.
Speculative, bro.
It's all coming back to me now.
Clear as crystal.
Patrick Swayze. Who can name a movie that he was in right now?
Dirty Dancing.
Bad
Roadhouse. Roadhouse.
What's Bad Boys? Bad Boys. Dirty Dancing. Who said Dirty Dancing?
Yeah.
Pat and
Yeah.
Coco.
Yeah.
And then what was the other one?
Roadhouse.
Roadhouse. I
I don't know if
Yeah.
I've seen that movie.
I'm actually
What?
ashamed that I said Dirty Dancing before Roadhouse.
Yeah.
Wasn't he in Ghost?
Yeah.
He wasn't good.
That's all I was thinking.
Dude, if you haven't seen Swayze in Roadhouse, you ain't seen Swayze at all.
I couldn't even tell you what Roadhouse is other than a dive bar on Reynolds Road.
That's exactly.
That's what
That's
it's
where it
about.
was. That was
Really?
Yeah, that's what it's about.
That's what the movie's about?
Yes.
Patrick
Yeah.
Swayze?
Exactly.
Patrick
That's it.
Swayze?
It's Swayze keeping people out of Roadhouse.
Schweppes.
Yeah.
Schweepes.
Yeah.
Schweppes.
He just kicks ass on Reynolds Road.
Yeah, the boy got
That's-
a mean roundhouse.
We need to introduce our other guest.
Yeah.
I feel like he's left out. He's talking, and we haven't even introduced him yet.
I feel like everybody knows who I am, though.
Everybody knows who you are.
Right.
Everybody absolutely knows who you are. But
Everybody.
we have to formalize it here.
Yes.
Rich. Goebel. Noble Goebel. That's what I'm
Noble
gonna call
Goebel,
you.
a.k.a. Skinny Jean Rich.
Right.
Skinny Jean
Yeah.
Rich.
SJR. That's right. SJR. Yeah. Yeah.
like that.
SJR. Skinny Jean Rich. Thanks for coming, dude.
Yeah. I appreciate being
Happy
here.
to have you here. We're gonna have
Yeah.
fun tonight. I think that all of us are gonna have fun. How?
Yeah.
We're talking about integrity. So I guess that's just kind of a weird question, or a weird topic for for us because
sure.
we do weird shit on this podcast. So that being said, how weird do you guys want to get?
so weird.
So weird.
The weirdest?
Yeah.
Weird Al?
I pride myself on my weirdness.
94, Weird Al.
Pride yourself on it?
Yeah.
Weird Al Swayze?
Swayze.
Weird Al Yanker Swayze?
Yankovic.
All right, we'll get weird.
Coach Juan weird.
I don't know about that weird.
Yeah, that's weird. That's real weird. That's really, really weird. So let's go into. I haven't even told you guys about this, but this is just going to be sprung on you all. It's just kind of going with the flow. The intent of the podcast, obviously, is to get through to people, and hopefully they can hear something that they need to hear and find a resource or find an outlet or whatever it might be. Tell somebody about it. But we want to talk about serious stuff. Full Belly Podcast is the name. So we want to talk about what makes you full. Mentally, spiritually, and food. We love food. That's really all we have left. We can't do drugs, so we eat food. That's like our drug. At least I'll speak for myself. I get fucking high on sugar and meat.
Meat.
I love meat.
Oh.
Wagyu.
That meat is so good.
Good.
I feel like humans were born to eat meat. You're supposed to eat meat. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like,
Like it.
your car.
hat.
It's the color green.
Green.
It's
a beautiful hat.
You have a nice shirt.
In sync.
It's when you know somebody. You hear this? You hear
Yeah.
this? You hear this?
Now you try it.
You're
so
such a great person on
Saturdays.
That's all.
Yeah, you killed it. That's the only days I'm a good one. Sticky. Yeah. Such a great person on Saturdays. That's all. Jesus. Where did that come from?
It's from my soul, I guess. It's,
Left center field.
yeah.
So let's talk about that. What fills you up? We're going to go with you with food, Bryan. Tell us what you love to eat. Tell us what makes you full. Tell us what makes you want to burst with excitement. If you were going to die today and you knew that you were going to die and you could have one last meal.
What would it
dude,
be?
that is such a hard question. I love food. Oh, I'm gonna have to go with I don't know. I love red meat. Love it. But I also love sushi.
I thought you were a vegan.
Oh no.
No?
Oh well. No.
Not
I don't
today.
think so.
He fucking got to. He
No.
designs chainmail.
No.
Fucking armor.
No, definitely not a vegan. I love meat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Meat, dairy, all that. I love sushi. Basically, my food, the raw.
The raw.
Is that a word?
Rawer.
Rawer.
I don't
The
think that's
more
a word.
raw.
The more
more
raw,
raw. Yeah.
the better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, you like that shit, Moen?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Really?
I think when you cook it too much, it takes away the flavor and it.
So you like to taste the juice.
Oh yeah.
blood.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So you eat the raw fish, raw seafood, all that stuff, like
Yep.
raw tuna and all that good stuff.
Yep.
What about octopus?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Damn. Love it.
Have you ever eaten anything that's alive? Still alive?
Crickets?
I have.
I've
Bugs,
seen Juan eat a
bugs.
frog.
Yeah.
Eating bugs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For what reason?
Yeah. Shock value.
Huh?
Shock value.
Oh, you were trying to
Yeah.
sober?
No.
See, the frog story just came up.
I witnessed him eat a frog.
You watched
That was
him eat a
legit.
frog?
Yeah, legit.
Remember I told you about
legit,
that?
dude.
A live frog.
And you thought I didn't.
No,
have
we were
integrity behind
kayaking,
me.
and
Hold on a minute.
yeah, there were
You
like
actually
100
ate
frogs.
the frog, or you put it in your mouth?
No,
suck it
he
back out?
ate the fuck. He ate the frog, dude.
Chewed it up.
chewed them.
There were like
chewed
1,000
them.
frogs, and he grabbed one and ate it.
Did you absorb the powers?
I had the power. I didn't need no more. You know
I don't know how it was questioned. There were like 50 people that
throw
seen it
up?
happen too.
Nah, man.
How big
Yeah.
was this frog?
I mean,
about the size of my thumb right there.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
it was a
All
baby.
right.
Yeah, yeah.
So you killed it.
It wasn't a fucking bullfrog.
Well,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
thinking you swallowed the one you hear in the middle of the night.
This is what I deal
Yeah.
with him, guys. Literally just said, "Yo, bro, I ate a frog," and he said, "How big?" And he said, "Oh yeah, fuck that. It wasn't the size of your fist."
No,
You suck."
no, it's still a crazy story. It's still an amazing story. It's like, but God, dude, what did the frog do, man? He just wanted to live. That frog
did.
was chilling, dude. He literally probably had a family. He could have been a dad. He could have been out there hunting for his children. You ever think about that? Like, we're just a bunch of frogs.
We're all
Can you
the same
imagine
thing.
if something just came down and ate you?
Yeah, Einstein would have said that the energy never fucking dies. You know what I mean? The energy just gets moved somewhere else, bro.
Yeah, like the sewage plant. He's in there now. You shit him out.
rolling. He rolled through me, dude. And then it moved into something else, bro.
So some of his energy is still within you. So you're
I don't
part-
know.
I mean, this was like
Frog.
2 years ago, so I kind of doubt it.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Frog
somewhere.
energy's gone, bro.
All right, it's in the
Frog
fucking
energy's
sewers.
gone.
You
Fine.
need another one.
It's in the sewers. It's in the sewers.
What did
Okay.
you think when he ate the frog?
I mean, this was right after he pissed his pants before we got into the river, so it was just like,
This story keeps getting better and better.
It wasn't really that big of a deal after you watched your grown ass
He
man
pissed his
piss
pants, ate a frog.
He's lying.
You pissed your pants and ate a frog within
No.
an hour?
Same day.
I just ate the
Sober.
frog.
How long?
are we talking about integrity right now? And you just said that it didn't
No,
happen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
come on,
no.
keep it real. How long did you know Juan at the time when Coach Juan?
A month?
Yeah.
Ish?
You knew him
a month? A month?
And how long had you been clean?
At that point, about a year. Close to a year.
All right.
Yeah.
I was gonna
So
say,
you knew him for a month when that happened,
Yeah.
and you still continued to.
I mean, yeah, it was a selling
why.
point.
That's why. What do you mean? Right. He's like,
the
this
only
dude,
reason I'm
I
friends
was like,
with
yeah,
him.
it's
Yeah.
clearly this dude can piss around strangers. He's somebody I want to know. You know what I mean?
majority women too.
right.
It was majority women for
Right.
sure. Yeah.
Hard flex, bro.
Check this
I'd
out.
piss all over my pants and make up for it by eating and
Show you what kind of man I am. I'll eat a
amphibian.
frog and piss myself. I can provide. You know what I mean?
Hunter gatherer,
Yeah.
So red meat,
red meat,
raw red meat.
raw fish, raw.
If you go order a steak today, would you order it rare?
Oh,
Or medium
completely.
rare?
I order. I literally tell
Syrup.
the waiter or waitress that to have the cook make it as rare as they will, because some restaurants have
Yeah.
like for health and safety reasons, whatever. Just little salmonella.
Can't be any
killed
unhealthier than
anybody.
eating a frog. I mean,
That's right. But I must confess too, though, that I'm a junk food addict as well, and I have been known from time to time to take an entire can of Pringles to the face.
Straight
that's
up.
really not that hard, though.
It's not.
No.
It's,
I shouldn't say it's not hard. You shouldn't feel bad about doing that.
oh, I don't.
That's really. I mean, I'll sit down with a can of Pringles on a bad day,
Yeah.
and then just feel like holy shit, the can's gonna be gone if I don't stop. Because you eat 6 Pringles at a time. Nobody eats 1 Pringle at a time.
Never.
You eat 6 or 7 or 8 at a time.
No.
What does your hand look like when it's going in the Pringle jar, though? How do you grab them?
You gotta go.
Yep.
You gotta go like this.
Yeah.
All fingers.
Yeah.
I'm only a 2-finger guy because I got some
Some beefy.
bag. Yeah.
Meaty.
Yeah. So I just gotta.
Yeah.
You tilt the can and you tilt the can and catch,
Yeah.
or you try to get in there as far as you can.
I can't get in there. It doesn't work. That doesn't even work, bro.
Yeah, you're getting the top Pringle. That's it.
Yeah. But I'll get a whole deck of them and just.
Yeah. You got to get as many as you can at once.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, all right. And then I'll take a bite of it, and then I'll give a little piece to my dogs. Every chip I eat.
Do you really?
Yeah, I do.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Now, do you
That's
eat one
amazing.
chip at a time, or do you put like 3 or 4?
When I'm eating it with my dogs, yes, I eat 1 chip at a time.
And then you give a piece to the dog. That's very thoughtful of you.
Yeah.
It's my dog's birthday today.
Happy birthday, dog.
Bogey.
Bogey's 1-year-old today.
I seen that, Monica.
Got him a little cake.
That's
all that shit.
nice.
He's a piece of shit, dude. He's a terrible dog. It's a terrible dog.
Why?
He's really not a terrible dog. He does what puppies do.
Yeah.
Like what?
Ruin
Just
shit.
ruin everything. Just ruin everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Choose
Think
your
about what
shoes.
G does, but as a dog.
G doesn't do anything. He's fucking the best now. He's trained.
You got him housebroke.
I reared that boy like
He's a
a
good
fucking
dog.
cowboy in the 1800s, dog.
Yeah.
Got him with your spur
Yeah, dog.
on your heel.
Yeah, man. Gotta rear him.
All right.
Yeah.
That's good. Thank you.
Thanks for asking.
You're welcome. Thanks for answering. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Hakuna
Thank you
Matata.
for saying my pleasure. Thank you. Thank you for being here.
So much.
Thank you for having
Thank
me.
you for Coco hosting.
Coco Melon.
Thank you for saying
Thank you.
that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for saying you're welcome. You're a great
Great
person. Rich, let's talk about mentally, man. What do you love to like? How do you keep your brain sharpened? You know, this is a tool. This is something that we have to work out. We think about like growth and everything else, and we talk about it a lot spiritually in the program, and obviously we can go to the gym or do whatever the hell we want to do to exercise different things. How do you exercise your brain?
I reflect a lot, man, and I bounce things off of people like this guy over here.
Coach Juan?
Yeah, Coach Juan.
Got you, bro.
Yeah, really, that's what I do. I try to own my own shit. Like, accountability is big for me, but I have to do it myself. Like, I don't want other people to have to call me on my bullshit anymore. So,
Yeah. Is that something that you had to practice?
yeah, for sure.
So you learned it from other people?
Yeah, man, but like me and Juan have talked about this. I'm really good at owning my own shit, but I'm really bad at putting anything on anybody else. So, I don't know if it's really
What's
been
that look
hard-
like?
I mean, it's not fucking good, dude. Like, it's really not good. I mean, like
What do you
trying
mean by
to
that,
do a
Keith?
step 4 is going to be really difficult for me. We've talked about because like resentments. I try not to have a lot of resentments. I own the shit that I do, and whatever you do, it's my fault too. So
Yeah.
yeah, so I'm starting to kind of look more at what other people have, what roles they have played in my shit.
Yeah.
So because I mean that's a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Don't trick yourself. Don't trick fuck yourself into thinking that step 4 is going to be so hard. I really don't think it's going to be that hard for you. You're further. That mentality is actually
Yeah.
what they talk about. You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
the things that you've done and the reasons you're accepting the fact that you played a part in a lot of that shit, and that takes a long time for
Yeah.
people to like realize.
100%.
It takes a
dude.
long time for people to realize.
You don't gotta have
looking
it.
at life that way makes life a lot easier.
Mm-hmm.
To realize that everything that happens, if you don't like it, A, you either responded the wrong way and you have the control over
Right.
how you respond to things, or B, you put yourself in that situation. At one point in time, It could have been a series of events, or it could have taken years to get you there. But chances are, we put ourselves in those situations.
We placed ourselves in a position to be harmed.
Page 62, big
absolutely.
book.
So it is. I mean, that's literally, you're saying shit out of the big book right now. So
Weird. Never read it.
yeah. I mean, yeah. It really is.
I recommend it. They wrote it about me.
No, I have one now.
He's
I
getting
do
there.
have one.
He's getting there.
Yeah.
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 It's amazing.
Yeah.
So self-reflection and
Yeah.
just and being mindful of what you do, you know.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
I love that. I love that. Sharpening your brain.
I mean, I call you with a lot of the shit, dude. So
I know you do.
yeah.
Patty.
Yes.
How do you continue to stay vulnerable, work on your heart? Obviously, we've seen a lot of stuff. I know a little bit of history about you in working with others and things of that nature that you used to do. Getting close to people, seeing people relapse, seeing people pass away, working in substance use, working with other, whatever it is, life.
Yeah.
How do you continue to remain pliable and moldable and not closed off, I suppose, spiritually?
It's been a problem.
Yeah.
I can continue on not want to open up to anybody. I've noticed when I'm like in public and sharing with others and stuff, like I don't get vulnerable. I don't get deep. I don't share my shit with other people. And that goes back to like, because I don't want to get close to people anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It takes I've been more closed off to certain people until like I get a good idea. But even that, you know, you never know what's going to happen with people.
Yeah.
And like just seeing the deaths that I've seen lately, like it's been a lot. And then like when I used to work in recovery, like every other day another client passed away.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, but to continue to push myself to like meet new people and try to be there for others no matter what. And but like what Bryan was saying, you put yourself in position to get hurt. I don't want to do that anymore.
Right.
But then the other fact is like you need to help people. You need to be there for people. You need to have a support system.
Yeah.
It's a tough line.
It's so tough.
And I that's something I'm still like working on because I can be like very independent and not like wanting to do a lot of things with a lot of people, but other times like I'm very sociable. But it's mostly just surface level stuff. So like I don't know, continuing to put myself in those situations and share, like there's a few close people I have that I share my deep shit with,
Sure.
but it's a progress, it's a process.
You know, and when there's a great deal of trust that is required when you're opening up to somebody or allowing somebody in your life on like a deep level, like, you know, a real spiritual level almost. And, you know, and it's fear that has kept me in a similar situation as you, fear of getting close to somebody because then I'm going to get hurt and they're going to leave me, or, you know, but at the same time, that fear keeps me from forming meaningful relationships with people too. You know, so it's like ends up being the knife that I cut myself with, you know.
I think that's part of it, though, is like the meaningful relationships are the ones that can hurt us the most.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So, like, you know, it's a double-edged sword, you know, like, well, I know that if I care a lot and I have this something that's meaningful and it means a lot to me, and if something happens to it, then I'm hurt. You know, and so do I not experience it then, you know?
I remember before I got sober, I was trying to get sober, and I ended up going to a meeting with Monica, actually. Monica was trying to like get me to go to a meeting, and I was like literally high as shit at the meeting. And thank God you can't get kicked out of a meeting for being high. But they all knew. She was the only one that didn't know. You know, it was at that point. She didn't really know much, but there was a guy there. Like, there's certain things that I remember from meetings. But like, even though I was high, I'll never forget what this guy said. You know, like, that's why the things that we say sometimes, you know, whether we think it's important or not, like, say it. Say the shit, because you don't know if that's going to be something that can change someone's life. But anyways, this guy was like, man, I don't even really fuck with you until you've done a 4-step. And I was like looking at him, I was like, dude, that's fucked up. It's really, really fucked up, because like they say all these things like, you can't keep it unless you give it away, and service and this and that. You got to help people and don't judge others and blah, 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 blah. And here's this guy saying like he won't even talk and get close to you until and honestly, I don't take it to that extent, but I understand him now. 7 years later, I understand why he's still sober. I still see him at meetings, and he had probably 10 years at the time. But like when you stick around this, if you like commit your life to it and you're going to meetings and you're sponsoring people and blah, 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 you see shit, dude, that like most people don't see.
Yeah.
Most people don't see what we see on a daily basis, unless you're like in the ER as a trauma surgeon or something like that. Like you don't see the amount of death that we see. You don't see the amount of lifeless bodies. You don't see that stuff, dude.
Yep.
Like we see so much. We see people and get to know their hearts and watch them get their kids back, and then look at their kids standing over their bodies at a funeral. Like that crushes you.
It does.
And there's only so much of that some people can take. Like that consumes you. It really throws you off. We're humans. And that affects your personal life and this and that. So I feel him on that. Like it's really, really tough for me to open up to somebody, to invite you into my home and get close to my family. Like I remember Jackson. Somebody died that we were very, very close with. And Jackson was like, where's blah, 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 And I was like, fuck, man. Like, I don't want my son to just know the world of like people dying. I don't want him to know that. That's just, and that's just how I do it. It's just, I guess everybody is different. Everybody is different with it. But I hear you, man. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful on how you stay. And it's a process too. It's a process. Changes. Everybody's different with it. Everybody has to find their balance of that heart. But like you said, you're very sociable. I've never really gotten to know you closely, but what you said and how it's been a process and it's hard for you to stay vulnerable, I've never viewed you like that. I see you as somebody that's loved by everybody, that seems to love everybody, that is out there doing fun things with everybody, and that people look up to. That's what I've noticed and recognized about you. So even though you feel like it's hard for you, I don't think people view you that way for what it's worth.
Funny story, last week I was talking about at this meeting, I said I used to take gym pictures every day to stay accountable to be going to the gym. And like the next day, there's 3 guys from here, they're taking a picture in the gym, and I'm like, oh, I think it rubbed off on them.
Yeah, man, absolutely. It does. It does. You see, that's what it's all about. That is what it's all about.
Yeah, man.
Well, I'm glad that you guys are here. Thank you guys for talking about that good stuff. You want to say anything about what we talked about? Heart, food, mind?
Well, yeah, man. I mean, always
Fasting for 24 hours?
I mean, we can get into that whenever. I'll get into that when you guys do it with me. If you guys agree not to eat tomorrow until 8 o'clock p.m.
I do it every day.
Lies.
I'll do it.
I'm trying to gain weight.
Okay.
I'm having surgery, so it'll be easy for me.
I didn't eat at 8 o'clock today, so that doesn't work.
You're always cheating, bro.
Don't be mad, dude. Don't be mad. Yeah, have a little integrity.
I got you. Quit leading the witness,
Yes,
dog. Quit leading the witness. I was thinking about what you were just saying though, Patty, and hearing you discuss like the things that you were talking about there, and I've seen you, witnessed you. I think there's a misconception that like living a spiritual life looks a certain way, and a lot of times like trying to grow spiritually, it's not romantic at all. You know what I mean? Like when I'm pressing in to try to like find some sort of acceptance or peace or tolerance or love or whatever it is, if I'm facing something that's oppressing me internally, you know, it usually like that's what it looks like. That's what it sounds like. You know what I mean? Like, yo, it's like some people are going to die. I don't really want to fuck with them, but I want to get a little bit better, and I know I got to do this. You know, and I've seen you know, pressing into your program and the way that you carry yourself and the way that your actions lead, you know. But I wanted to know, you know, because Matt asked, what keeps you full spiritually? And you said, that's a tough one. But, dude, you know, what keeps you full spiritually? You know, I see you adventuring. You know what I mean? Like, me and you are very similar in that sense. Matt doesn't really go out into canoes and kayaks that much, but
I golf.
He golfs. I hit a 14 yesterday on back 9. But
Wow.
A 14 on 9 holes.
That's pretty amazing.
Few hole in ones.
It's like a 15-time eagle,
7 condors, and
2
an eagle.
eagles,
5
hole-in-ones,
Yeah.
3 birdies.
Yeah.
It was a putt-putt course.
Yeah, man. But I'm just, I do see that, what does it look like for you spiritually? Like a lot of times for me to stay intact and grow spiritually, part of that is like reading. Reading keeps my mind, my heart, everything like really full and fresh. What's it look like though for you to make sure that you stay healthy spiritually? What's it look like to fill your belly spiritually?
It's a lot of trust and faith.
Wow.
Because of the things like I've been through, like I never thought I would get through, but I've always gotten through them. So that like strengthened my faith. Because like in my past sobriety, like every year at my year mark, something bad, awful would happen, like really bad. Like my first year, I had a medical diagnosis that did not look good. The second year, I wrecked my car. The third year, I don't remember, but the fourth year, my ex cheated on me with my best friend.
Yeah.
And so it was like why it made me question God, made me question why, if I'm doing all these things, like I was doing the program, I was working the program, why is all this shit happening? And like seeing, not really understanding, but trusting that happened for some kind of reason. My first sponsor would always say, like, I just know you're going to be able to help somebody with that. That thing you went through, you're going to help somebody. Somebody's going to come to you later on and they're going to need help with that situation. You're going to have that experience to help share with them. But just trusting and believing. Like every morning, I still do the 3rd step prayer every morning. And that's probably the only prayer I get. But and I usually say, just thy will be done and put me in a position to help people today. And nothing big, nothing long. It's just something I can wake up and do real quick. And keeping that, like, if I don't do that, that's my intention is not there for the day. And it makes life a lot simpler.
Yeah, man.
And like relaxing, because like a lot of people stress over a lot of stupid things in their life, in my opinion. They're like, oh, blah, 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 this person cut me off in traffic. I'm like, well, maybe they had a poop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's I just trusting in whatever. I don't really know what it is, but just like it keeps me, I don't know, grounded,
Yeah.
centered.
That's interesting. You said, I don't really know what it is. You know what I mean? I think that, and before we came on tonight, that was something that I've been thinking about is because somebody I'm really close to is going through a really difficult time right now. And they were highly intoxicated and they were writing. And they wrote on there, what if you can't find God? What if that's just something that is not there for you? And like this person struggles to like find, like, for them, it's like, I asked, like, well, I don't know what spirituality looks like. I can't find this God you guys are talking about. You know what I mean? And I think that that's a more common than we would think. And, coming into the rooms after a certain point, I feel like it just kind of happens with people in our community because higher power and God and power greater than ourselves is just something that is talked about frequently. But people's conceptions and the way that their higher power or God or whatever it is worked in their lives, you know what I mean? It a lot of times the conversation steers away because it's just it's one of those taboo conversations to have. You know what I mean? And to hear somebody, that was very helpful for me to say early on, like, I don't even know what it is, but it's something for me, and to start there, I just had to be willing to believe. But hearing that kind of, like you recycling that, like, again, I think that you're helping a lot of people, sir, because it's a big part of what's required for us is to have faith or trust in something.
And that's why I go to like a lot of these nature places and stuff, especially water.
Yeah.
Because like, I don't know, there's something about it. It's just like something greater than me created this. I don't really know. I used to be big on Jesus, love Jesus. I still believe he was a great man. But I got so caught up in trying to identify it. It caused me so much ill. Like, what am I praying to? So like, instead of just trying to identify it, I just decided to trust it.
As I understand, and knowing that I don't my understanding, does that not mean I clearly define?
Dude, I'm freaking out right now. So when you asked that question, your answer was faith and trust. That's what you said. I immediately started looking towards something because you hit the nail on the head, dude. It's what this shit is about. That's how we stay open. There was a post, so I'm looking at this post. We made this post in December of 2015. So it was literally 2 months after Team Recovery started.
Wow.
This was our 100th post ever on our page. It said, "There is only fear or love." This is what 60 Days Clean mindset saying this. Yeah. There is only fear or love. If you are in gratitude, you are in love.
Ooh.
You love me, and I already love you because we are all one. Having faith in something greater than yourself allows you to trust. Trust in others will allow you to love. And love for others and for yourself will bring you peace. Cockiness is a red light indicator. If I don't get humble, I will eventually get humiliated.
Banger, bro. Do you remember writing that?
I do.
Damn, what was going on?
I went to one of my friend's dad is, I don't even know what it is. It's a very like open, I don't know what it is. You know that church over on Executive Parkway and Secor?
Unity Spirituality Center of Toledo.
Yes.
Banger.
So he invited me. He saw that I was clean and I was posting about TR. He's like, "You need to come to this place with me." And I was like, "Whatever, man. I'd try it all." I was doing, at the time I was in Racing for Recovery. I just finished PHP at Zeph, AA with my sponsor. I was like, "Whatever, I'll go to some Unity church and get some shit," you know? And bro, we went into this church. We were staring at each other.
Yeah.
Literally staring at each other. Like the person that was leading it was like, "I want you to turn to the other person and we're going to sing at each other." We were singing at each other, bro. We were literally singing at each other to some person that I didn't even know. We had to sing.
Yeah.
And then we had to like hug, and it was just, I was very uncomfortable.
I would have been so.
It was the dude.
uncomfortable.
I was literally like 45 days clean when this happened.
Oh, I probably would have ran out.
I love it.
And
Juan would have been so happy.
bro, you would have loved it. This is right up your alley. This is literally right.
I was
up your
a, I
alley.
was a normal. I was there.
Yeah.
That was my shit.
Yeah, you would do this today after your fast.
Yeah, I love this.
We went and then we like held hands, and then we like changed positions and like told things to each other. He was like, "I want you to tell the person sitting next to you exactly what you're supposed to tell them." I'm like, "What am I supposed to tell? I don't know this person."
You know.
Yeah, and it just came out. You know, I don't know what it was. But we said something to each other, and then he got up there and he said that thing. It was like, it's either fear or love, man. Like that's the only two ways we live.
Yeah, man.
It's we either live in fear, hundreds of forms of fear, resentments, right? Going back to that, hundreds of forms of fear. We either do that, or we live in love without worrying about that kind of shit. And if we live in love, he was talking about all these other things. If we don't have fear and let that drive our thoughts, that love opens us up to trust, and it opens us up to, if we can trust something, we can have faith because we trust that something is bigger than us.
100.
Faith. If we have faith, then we can develop healthy relationships and open up to people. And if we have open relationships and healthy relationships, now we've got a whole crew of healthy people instead of one person. And it was just like this whole thing that made perfect sense.
Yeah, man.
It really, really made perfect sense how he broke it down.
Dude.
But it was like, it's either fear or love.
You know what's crazy? So the Spirituality Center of Toledo, I ended up going there like frequently. Like that was my shit. Shout out Miriam. Miriam, rest in peace. Like, thank you for everything that you taught me. Like she used to have, they had book studies there. One was called On a Course in Miracles. And she used to slay, bro. She used to like same thing. She'd put you in a weird position. And there's all these, they're like principles. They're principles to live by in a Course of Miracles. And one of the first principles in there is that a miracle simply is a change in perspective. And she said, that's a miracle. She said, if you can remember that a miracle is living within a shift of perspective, then you'll always fucking be ready to receive miracles. And she also told me, because we were talking about trust one time, and she was like, "It's when you say that you don't trust somebody, that's not true. You don't trust you with what they're gonna do to you. Like what you're saying is you don't have faith and you don't trust you." And she was like, because same thing, they speak that language of love. You know what I mean? They were on that, boy. And she was like, how about this? And I still try to lead from this place now where it's like, man, I just don't have much confidence in somebody to be able to give this or do this. Or, I don't have confidence in somebody because I try. She was like, keep trust for you. Don't give your trust to somebody else. Give your trust and keep it for yourself. Hold people in confidence. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Ooh.
Yeah. And dude, that place, that's crazy. I wish me and you could stare at each other's eyes.
We could.
Man.
We could. We can do that sometime.
I'm gonna do that.
That miracles perspective thing you were just talking about it's crazy because I was thinking when you were talking about in recovery all of those bad things happening to you, I was thinking in my head like the miracle is that you didn't get high over those things. All of those bad things happened and you didn't use over them.
Eventually.
I mean, shoot, a lot of people. I've known of people that relapse for over a lot less. I'll say that. I love what's going on here.
Say the first thing.
Are you guys a lot of Blink?
Yes.
I love you.
Take me back.
I don't know where we were going with it, dude. You said, I said yes. You said, I love you. I don't know. Pat used to smoke a lot of crack, dude.
Yeah,
What?
I did.
Yeah.
No,
You remember
I've seen
that
it.
shit? That was Patrick, though.
Time out, dude.
That was Patrick.
Because it says it right here, Pat. Don't say that because we were on the phone earlier and you said, yeah, I used to love smoking crack.
This is about integrity.
Yeah.
You smoked the shit out of some
Look,
crack.
I typed it. Says he loved to smoke crack. LOL.
In
Is what it
crack-
said.
I mean, while you're
love-
smoking
I love-
crack,
I love-
doesn't everybody love smoking crack while they're smoking crack?
You're right. That's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a really, really good point.
Touche.
Juan's bullet points are the best.
I actually tried crack for the first time in a treatment center. So,
What?
Really?
yeah.
In
It's
the-
incredible. What did you go to treatment for?
I wasn't in
At that
I was-
time?
For that time, it was possession of fentanyl. And I went to like a lockdown facility
Ooh, court ordered.
where they did like thinking for a change. And
Oh,
Yeah.
the door was
worst.
locked. You couldn't go out anytime.
The
Yeah,
worst
yeah.
program.
Where
Oh,
at?
worst ever.
Out east?
In Akron.
In Akron? Wow. You went to
In Crackrin?
treatment for opioids and smoked crack inside.
Crazy.
I got away with so much in that place. I tried more things than I ever did, and like I never got in trouble. I flew so under the radar. Like I would take like 20 Klonopin, pass out on the couch, and I was smoking that Tukey, the little spice stuff.
K2?
Yeah.
K2,
Oh
but
my God, dude. Who smoked K2 before?
Oh, I smoked K2.
For sure. Josh said about the
Josh
bro.
is.
K2 is by far one of the harshest drugs I've ever
Really?
done. You've never smoked K2?
No, never.
Bro. Josh says we're getting the thumbs down from Josh.
Yeah.
Literally the most psychedelic. They had levels to it. They had like level 15, level 20, and whatever, something like that. I don't know if that was actually the number.
Are you thinking of Salvia or K2? Because
I'm
Salvia has
thinking of
levels.
Salvia. I'm thinking of Salvia.
Yeah,
okay.
Salvia.
Okay, then
That's
my
what
bad.
we
My
do.
bad on
Like-
K2. Salvia. That's what I'm talking about. Salvia. Have you smoked Salvia?
Yes, I've smoked salvia.
You guys
Yes.
smoked Salvia back in
Yeah,
like 03?
obviously.
Oh,
Yeah, that shit's fucked.
Bro, that was literally the most psychedelic shit I've ever
It
smoked
was like
in
a
my life.
30-second high, but it felt like 12 hours.
Yeah, and the
30
like-
seconds literally, and then it
Is
was
all you
gone.
need.
Bro, I remember
Like,
the first time I
yeah.
did it, I was so afraid of it.
Yep,
I was
me too.
so afraid of taking another hit. It was terrible. That was like literally the strongest trip for 30 seconds. And you could get it at a fucking gas station. Like, it was just so weird.
Yeah.
So weird.
But you can't buy alcohol before you're 21. But you can smoke this salvia that's
I
going
did
to make
80
the floor open up.
80x salvia.
80X, is that what it was?
That's what I did, and like
Damn, sounds
I put me in a
serious.
whole other world. And
Yes.
I was a tooth inside of a mouth.
You were a tooth.
And then all my other friends that were there were the other teeth, and they just kept saying, "Are you ready? Here we go!" And we would open, and then we would close, and we would open, and we would close, and it was free.
That sounds
And
terrible.
I guess
That
I
sounds
almost
like a
jumped out
bad
window.
K-hole for real.
Oh no!
Oh my God. Oh my God, I'm getting anxiety talking about tripping, dude. This sounds
Jesus.
I don't
terrible.
like
I hated fucking tripping like that.
Yeah, you hate
That's
being
too
not,
much.
not in control.
Yeah. If I can't control my mind, dude, I like
Yeah.
like a chill like mushroom trip. You know, that was fun because everything was peaceful. But when it's bad like that, dude, fuck that, dude. I don't want to be a tooth inside somebody's mouth, bro. Fuck that. It sounds so bad, bro. I remember.
Chilling with the homies, dog.
Damn, dude. Did you ever have any bad trips?
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. Horrible. We should call my mom right now and talk to her about my bad trip.
Really?
Seriously, I'm dead ass serious. Phone my mom in right now and we'll fucking talk
She
about it.
knows about it?
Yeah, I called her.
Oh my god.
It was fucking awful. Dude, and first of all, Tootie, fuck you. Brandon, fuck you. You guys left me. You left me. You don't leave the bros when you're tripping, man.
No, you don't.
You need the number?
What were you tripping on?
What's your mom's number? We're going to call her. I just connected Josh.
419.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there you go.
Was it an acid trip or what?
No, mushrooms. First time I ever took mushrooms.
I didn't know you could have a bad.
I didn't think you could have a bad trip on mushrooms.
Eat a
either.
fucking quarter for your
yeah.
first time.
Yeah, I had a real bad trip on mushrooms.
Come on, mom.
Wow.
She might be sleeping.
Oh, she's going to answer.
Come on, ma.
Come on, mom. It's good.
Your mom is the sweetest, by the way.
She's great.
She's a sweetheart.
She's so good.
Mom!
I thought everybody waited for calls from me.
Mom! She's not going to
No,
answer.
she ain't.
She's
No,
sleeping?
Nah, probably not. Probably not.
She's probably tripping on shrooms.
My sister.
She's staring at the
Your
phone.
message for-
Dude, so either way, man, I had a horrible fucking trip. We were at a house party, man. We were at a house party with like 70 people in this little ass house. I ate a bunch of mushrooms and it was like, okay, but my two best friends, they left and they went on their own adventure and they left me behind. And I got in a car with some dude that I wasn't really cool with and we started smoking chillums. So like back then it was like BC buds, right? The BC buds back in the day. I don't know if you remember that shit over here.
What's a BC bud?
British Columbia buds. You know what I mean? The nugs. It was some nugs. And
Which was just like mid-grade.
Well, that was your problem.
Yeah,
you were
well-
mixing your substances.
yeah, that's exactly correct. And then I end up like afterwards, I was like, oh shit. Like it made it like happen fast. And then I was in the car with him and I was like, who in the fuck are you? And what the fuck is going on? And I ended up like at this house and these girls were taking care of me. Like I was freaking out. I was seeing shit and the walls were like boogers. And like I was like nestled up in this girl's arm like a fucking toddler. Like I don't know what to do, you know? And I was like, I need to call my mom. I need to call my mom. And I called my mom and I remember calling her and be like, Mom, I'm tripping my fucking balls off. You gotta come get me. I don't know what to do. I'm scared. And my mom came and got me and I was cussing in her car. This is before I could like
Oh,
cuss.
she just called back.
Did she?
Yeah.
Oh, get her. Come on, let's validate. Integrity, right?
Right.
Integrity.
Please leave your message
Oh,
man.
Here she is.
Here she is.
Here she is.
for H
Hey, Mom.
7.
What?
Matt's about to call you.
Matt didn't call me. I tried to call him back.
He's calling you right now, so we can get you on Bluetooth. We're on the podcast.
Oh, that's
We're
why I
calling
went to
now.
voicemail. She was calling
All
me.
right.
All right, bye. My mom's a trooper, dog. All right.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hey, go ahead.
Are you tripping on shrooms?
Am I tripping on what?
Mushrooms. Psychedelics.
No.
Acid.
No.
Ketamine.
No.
Tunchi.
Tunchi. Salvia.
None of it.
I said none of it.
Triple C.
We're calling to talk about. We're on the podcast right now talking about terrible psychedelic trips that we went on.
Yeah.
And Juan
Yeah.
and Juan said that you were part of one of his really, really bad trips with mushrooms.
Well, I wasn't part because I was doing it.
He said that you sold them to him.
That was part of his hallucination.
No, we were talking about the first time I took mushrooms, which you wouldn't know it's the first time I took mushrooms, but it was. And I called you and I was like, Mom, I'm tripping my balls off. Come get me. You remember that?
Well, I remember because it wasn't the first phone call I got like that.
Just the first one related
I'm
to
in trouble
shrooms.
again.
It was Brandy was the first one.
Yeah. Yeah. My sister.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was fucked too.
Do you remember anything specific about it or anything that's worth talking about on the podcast?
Well, that I had to lay down with him.
She held you.
This is the woman that was holding you.
She comforted you. Dude. You were tripping so bad. Damn it. Oh
on
my
his,
God.
on
That's
his
not what I
double
remember.
bunk bed.
On the bunk bed.
I can just picture Juan and his mom laying on the bunk bed.
I was scared.
Well, how old was Juan when this happened?
I don't know. I couldn't even tell you how old he is now, but he wasn't very old. I mean,
He was like
17.
nine.
He
Like
was
nine.
young.
9 years
he
old.
wasn't.
He's in
no,
fourth
he wasn't
grade.
9.
You still had a bunk bed when you were 17?
He was
Yeah.
in fourth grade.
Yeah, no, it was horrible.
You
Man.
still had a bunk bed when you were 17.
I did. I had a bunk
He
bed.
did.
Oh my god.
Do you
it's
still have a
amazing.
bunk bed?
Did you
Like
sleep on the top
always,
bunk?
I had a lot of people living here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
When we
started,
bought those beds.
unlike the
I mean,
rest of
I
you.
don't know how I end up with all these people, but I do.
It's always been that
Because
way.
you're a saint.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the
Yeah.
good thing is I started sleeping on my own in my own bed at the age of 4. So there's always that.
Are you lying?
No.
They know you're a liar, right?
When did he start sleeping on his own?
Maybe 12.
12 years old.
This took a left turn for you, man.
When did he stop pooping his pants?
Keep it real,
Oh,
man.
he did that really early.
Did he?
Yeah.
Did he start walking early
Yeah,
too?
he-
Earlier than most?
Oh,
Good for
yeah.
you. Good for
Yeah,
you.
he
What about-
started walking at like 9 months.
What about
He was-
when did he give up his pacifier?
He never took a pacifier.
Wow.
You suck
He was
Ain't
just-
no titty boy here, bruh.
yeah, he was tripping on shrooms. That's why he
about-
didn't need a pacifier.
He was pretty mischievous from day one.
Day one.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Mom.
He
I'm going to
was-
get you off the
he
phone now.
kept us- he kept me hopping for
I'm
sure.
sure he did.
I bet
I'm sure he
Coach did.
Coach
Yep,
Juan.
I did.
Thank you so much, Mom. We love you.
Okay.
Sorry to
love
call you
guys
so late.
too.
Thanks for answering.
Love you, Mom.
Uh-huh.
Bye.
Love you too. Bye.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
How
told
good
you.
is that?
Told you, dude. Call your mom if you're ever on a bad trip, man. She'll take care of you.
I remember I had to lay with him.
I didn't remember
You
that.
were tripping bad, dude.
I didn't remember.
Dude,
that.
I remember having a bad trip with mushrooms. Most of them were good. I had like really good trips. Had tons of fun. Went out in nature. It was great. And then I ate too much on a peanut butter sandwich. I was with my friend Victor and Jeff at my apartment, and they were sitting there talking for like 4 hours, bro. It was just the three of us. I was under a blanket on my couch the whole time, and I thought that I was in just like a dungeon, like in a castle, like with walls that were as tall as you couldn't get out. Just really tall walls. It was raining. There was gargoyles at the top, and I was stuck, dude. And I was just crying. I was under the blanket crying for like 4 hours. And then I got up to go to the bathroom, and everything was like super vivid. And I looked at the toilet seat, and there was just like the longest pubic hair I've ever seen. In my life. And I just threw up. I saw this pubic hair, and it just grew, it like just hit some nerve inside. And I
Was
just
it your
like,
pubic hair?
I don't know, dude. It was just a pubic hair. I saw it, and I was like,
and then
Puked everywhere.
And then your trip intensified.
yeah. I felt better after that. It
God,
just literally made me. It just triggered a gag reflex when I saw it.
you know this is crazy. This I just thought of something though because where do you guys sit? Because the conversation moves, and this whole thing is to thine own self be true type of shit, you know. But Bill Dubb is known to have been a psychedelic kind of man.
He did. He
Right.
experimented with it to try and cure alcoholism.
Right.
Yeah.
And he went through the belladonna treatment initially when he got sober the last time, though. You know what I mean? But I feel like that's like an underlying like like people don't talk about it, but deep down I think there's people that are like, yeah, I think I ain't gonna do no crack no more, but maybe I'll take some mushrooms like 20 years in.
Yeah.
Reservation.
Yeah, reservation. You
Yeah, I
know what
feel
I
like
mean?
if
Which
I
is
eat
tricky.
To
If I
thine
eat
own self
mushrooms,
be
I'm going to
true.
shoot meth next week. So
Yeah.
I'm not
Exactly.
I'm not doing that.
Yes,
Yeah.
a drug is a drug is a drug.
Right.
Yep.
I feel like you almost had the belladonna treatment though, from the story that we just heard. You almost did it to yourself.
Pretty much.
Yeah, but then I became a heroin addict.
Right.
It didn't work.
Give some levels.
I love it though. I think
Exactly.
I think
The
it's
belladonna
great.
treatment does not work.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's great that your first experience with mushrooms was so terrible, but yet it was your first, implying that there was more after that.
Yeah, no, it was
You know,
bad.
Did you ever eat mushrooms again? That's what I was wondering.
Yeah, no.
Oh yeah, of course.
Dude, I was fucked.
yeah.
I was bad. I was in bad shape, dude.
But you did eat mushrooms again after
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
and that's the difference between us and normal people,
That's
right? Normal
exactly
people
right.
will try something
no,
and it'll be
no.
bad, and they're like, "I'm never fucking with that again."
Right. Yeah.
We're like, "Well, that was bad. Maybe the second time will be better."
Swear to God.
Right.
Yeah.
Dude, the first time I drank alcohol, I was screwdriver. I was beer bonging screwdriver and blacked out. Beer bonging screwdriver. The second
first time?
That just
the
sounds like
first
heartburn,
time,
dude.
The first time I was just fucking beer bonging fifths of screwdriver at like 15 years old. And then I smoked weed for the first time and smoked like 3 ounces out of a 4-foot bong. Don't remember anything. And
Hey,
lost
go
my-
hard or go home,
I
coach.
lost my virginity, dude. Like every time, I'm not even joking. I don't even remember it. Like I didn't have, like I was clearly fucked up, dude. I was not the kind of guy that's like, man, he should do drugs or he'll be all right.
Yeah.
No, dude, everything about it, bro. Everything.
Yeah, I was the same way.
No regulator
Yeah.
switch.
All
ever.
gas, no brake.
No brake, dog. It was
Yeah.
bad. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Crazy, man. But I couldn't see that. You know what I mean? I could not see that. And I remember, like, when I first tried opiates, you know, I got my teeth pulled at 15, and I remember taking them and be like, I ate them. My mom had them in the cabinet. She didn't really watch them, didn't think nothing was going to happen to me. But I ate them, and within a week, they were gone, you know? And when they were gone, it wasn't a big deal. But in the back of my head, I was like, man, if I had more of those, if I had more of those,
Yeah.
you know, when the time came, I had more of those.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And but it wasn't enough. My uncle's shooting heroin in front of me. You know what that told me? I'm not going to be like you. I seen it. I'm not like you. You know what I mean? Is what I used to say. He'd be like, when I was experimenting with drugs, he'd be like, you got to be careful. For fucking what? You showed me what the fuck you showed me. I don't got to worry about nothing. I'll be able to catch it.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. And it's crazy.
The I'll nevers.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't try crack for so long.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So you went to court ordered rehab.
Smoke crack.
It was really soap. You just thought it was.
No, it was it. I played ping pong for hours.
So that shit was real, bro.
That was the only thing to do.
What did you smoke it out of in a treatment
All
center?
right, so here's what this guy did. He was really experienced. I was really impressed by this. I was hoping you would ask. So he pulled off the radio antenna from like a radio, and he got the hollow, and then he like tore a cord from like a MP3 charger and made a fucking chore.
Yeah.
And we were good to go.
Yeah.
Man.
It's like the old car antennas. I snap those off and you
Absolutely.
can use those too.
Absolutely.
That's what people did.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
You never did that?
No, I never smoked crack in my life.
Wow.
No.
But then I tried K2 there too. So like, and that was the first. That was like the first time I went in. I smoked it for the first time, and then I went into a church because you
Great
had
idea.
you had to like to get out. You had to go to meetings or go to church or do some kind of activity, and you had to have it like approved and everything. So I did it right before I went into this church, and I went in there and I was like, wow, and like that was the first time I started. Maybe there is a God.
Ooh, boy.
Really?
Yeah, because they had music playing, there was love going on, and then crazy thing was I ended up working at that church later on in my life.
That's incredible.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Is that a good experience on K2?
Dude.
Hey,
I didn't know I didn't know that was a thing.
Maybe.
but-
Maybe.
Maybe.
You
You just never know.
You never fucking know.
You never
bro.
know what's happening, why, and what it's going to lead to.
Right, dude.
You really don't.
All of this shit, like, what's crazy is, like, all of the shit we're talking about, like, people be like, yo, that's really fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Maybe
Because,
it
like,
is.
without that, I wouldn't be here. And if I look back on who I was, who I was,
Right.
never would have got to who I am today
Right.
without that. I know that about me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, unless I was stopped in my tracks and the good Lord above me snapped all my fingers and said, homie,
Right.
attend hut.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, who's
like
to say?
Right. It's like when Pat was at his home group and he took all the money and went to Vegas with it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
great to bad. But then I'm sure you learned something out of that, Pat.
Brian just said, yeah, man. Brian just said, yeah, man.
It's like,
Yeah,
yeah,
man.
I've done that too.
Yeah,
done that
been
too.
there.
So
Been there.
over $2,000.
Bro, that's a nice lick from a home group.
Oh yeah,
The treasurer
I mean,
needs to go to the bank.
Well, here's the thing. All right, it was the first ever AA meeting. It was Dr. Bob's home group. So
In
He stole
Akron.
from like the
You're serious.
and I was very good for a very long
Literally
time.
stole from God.
Wow.
And well, COVID happened, so we got all shut down, and everything was on Zoom. And then all of a sudden, I had people from because anyone in the world could come to these meetings now on Zoom,
Yeah,
and they're
yeah.
like, "Oh, Dr. Bob's home group, I'm going to go there." And then we would have a Venmo, and people were sending me money on Venmo. I was getting paper checks in the mail from people.
You were the treasurer.
I was the treasurer, so they were sending it directly to my house. And no one knew I was in active addiction because I was still going on to the Zoom meeting.
Can you imagine just
It's
waking up?
AA paid a patient.
Yeah. Exactly. You dope sick and wake up and there's just checks in the mail from AA.
Yeah, you
God.
just got to Zoom me.
Like, oh my God, thank you.
Thanks, Bob.
But I have a. I mean,
They knew, bro. They
Yeah,
knew. They were helping you.
I had a intervention guy come from the home group. He's like, I know something's up.
Yeah.
And
We don't
and
have
I was
coffee.
like, I gotta go get my hair cut, man.
Yeah.
I gotta go. But he like sat with me and he's like, you need to go get help. And I was like, nah, not at that time. But later on, actually a few months ago, I've reached out to them and I'm paying that back.
Yeah.
Good
That's
for you.
good. That's good.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's gonna take a while.
Yeah.
And
That's not the point.
They said I'm not the first. I'm probably not gonna be the last.
Man,
No, that's the truth.
come on,
They're
dog.
not. They're used to it. It's par for the course. It's par for the course.
That's amazing.
I had a using dream last night.
Really?
Yeah, dude, it was really, really intense.
Ooh.
I haven't had one of those in a long
It was,
time.
I have them whenever I'm about to have surgery. I swear to God, when I'm about to have surgery and I know that I'm going to have some sort of opiate
Yeah.
at the surgery,
Yeah.
it scares the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Like mentally tricks the fuck out of me, scares me really, really bad. And I woke up sweating last night. It was one of those that was super, super real.
Damn.
And then you woke up and it was like, dude, thank God. Like I really thought I was back there in that situation. It felt like it was like months. My dream felt like it was a series of months.
Man.
And then I woke up and I was like, oh my God, dude, thank you. Oh, thank you. It was so real, dude. And it was so vivid with like shit, just like waiting on the dope man. And then I remember I got it and like Monica found out. So I like threw my rig. I had one rig left. So I like threw it. And I was like, fuck, dude, if I broke that rig, I'm fucked. Man. You remember being in those situations, dude? Like it was just always like if I bent the tip on this thing,
I'm gonna
to the
bend
point
it back.
Yeah,
where,
I'm
it's,
bending that
where, it's,
fucker back.
where it's too far bent, you know?
No, I'm giving it a shot.
You bend it back too far, it's snapping, and then you're really fucked. Can I get it in there bent like that? Oh my God, just like that's where. And then I woke up and I was like, oh my God.
Damn.
That relief you feel though when that happens.
That relief, dude. Oh my God. it
Oh,
felt-
thank God.
Dude, like literally, I literally was like, oh my. I was breathing heavy. Then I
Anxious.
woke up. Yeah.
Damn. dog.
Super anxious about it.
Damn.
And I went and played golf today.
Yeah.
Went out in nature.
I know that. I know that feeling though, man. I had a hernia repair surgery while I was in recovery. It was really bad. My intestines were all like down in my sack. It was terrible.
Jesus.
So I had surgery, and I remember waking up out of the anesthesia in the recovery room, and I remember this nurse going, "How you doing?" And I'm like, She goes, "Are you in pain?" And I go, "Yeah." And then she hit my IV with something, right? And I remember at first it felt really, really good, and then it scared the fuck out of me because it felt really, really good. And I was like, I like snapped to my senses, man. And after that, like they were trying to give me like Percocets, and I'm like, no.
Yeah.
The doctor was like kind of being an ass. He's like, well, I'm not going to give you anything stronger than Vicodin or whatever. I go, with all due respect, you can shove that Vicodin up your ass.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I will take some ibuprofen, thank you.
And some shrooms.
And some shrooms. And call Juan's mom.
That's all I need.
Yeah. That's it.
I had a very similar experience to that. Like I cracked 2 vertebrae. I slipped on some ice and I cracked 2 vertebrae when I was in sobriety.
Damn.
And they took me to the I crawl. It was like 4 a.m. I was going to work and I had to crawl to my car because I was like, I'm not paying for no fucking ambulance. I only live like a mile away from the hospital, so
I'm not getting those the home group checks anymore.
No, this is way before that. But and they tried to give me, and I took 1 tramadol there, and that was it. And I was.
That's all it took?
I mean,
off to the races?
No, I was still. I stayed good through that whole thing.
Gotcha.
And I just couldn't do anything though. Like I couldn't move off my bed after that for a long, long time.
Wow.
Yeah.
They want to give me the Percocets. They want to give me all that shit, and I was like,
It's incredible what you can withstand, though. Like when you really want
Absolutely.
to, it is, and it always seems like I'm at a meeting. Every couple months it comes up, and there's typically some older guy that's like, "Well, I've been on Percocets and I need it, and I don't think," and then there's like this argument. I have no opinion on what you do, what your recovery looks like. I just know me. I know me, and if I take a Percocet for pain, then I'm going to start taking it for pleasure. And when the prescription says take one every 6 hours, I'm taking 6 every 1 hour, and then it's all over with.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, I've had a ton of surgeries, dude.
Yeah, you plan them. We talked about
Yeah,
this.
I intentionally get hurt just to get a free lapse every year.
He goes through 6 surgeries a year.
Yeah.
Or quarterly surgeries.
Yeah, it's about time.
Yeah.
Crack my head or something. No, I've had a ton of surgeries.
You have.
I
Dude.
think I've had 4 or 5 in recovery, like major ones, like anesthesia and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
And it's always, I don't take anything home. I get the stuff there while I'm, being put out or whatever and waking up from surgery. Because that shit's, it's pain, dude. It's like legit ass pain. But I don't want to take it home. I don't even want it around.
Remember that first time?
Ibuprofen. That first time sucked. And I remember, just like you said, they gave it to me. I immediately, and this was like 9 months clean, I had damn near like a knee replacement. I tore everything in my left knee. Playing basketball at Zeph. And we were winning, by the way, just for those that are listening.
Did you finish the game?
No, dude. It was like, I couldn't. I wanted to. I was like, let me just walk it off. And then I tore my ACL, MCL, ACL, PCL, meniscus, like everything was tore. It was pretty much hanging there by flesh. Like the skin was all that was holding it together still. And it was just not good. Not good.
I've heard so many stories of people getting put on opiates and then they turn into heroin addicts. Like that's like the common thread of everything.
Yeah, absolutely. And they knew that. They were really good. There's a lot of alternatives nowadays, which is really cool. They have like nerve blocks that'll literally like make your leg numb for 3 days after you wake up, so you can't even feel the pain. It's just numb. You can't feel anything at all. You could literally stab yourself with an ice pick and you wouldn't be able to feel it, which is like good and bad. You have to be very careful because you can't tell if you're hurting yourself.
Right.
But when they gave me that in the hospital when I woke up, and I immediately started thinking about how I can like fiend this nurse into giving me another pill. Like immediately I was like, holy shit, I can trick her into thinking I need more. All I got to do is say that didn't help, and she'll give me more right now.
Yep.
And so I called someone. Thank God, I called someone. They came up to the hospital, brought the big book, I think I was chewing tobacco at the time, or maybe it was a vape. I don't remember, but they brought something for me to like just calm down. And we just read some stuff in the big book.
I sent you the corniest songs ever that you probably never listened to, but they were about like just love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love you.
I love you.
Man.
Dude, I had, remember when I had the surgery on my finger?
Yeah.
So guys, I was doing tree work and I was splitting logs on a log splitter, and my finger got caught between 2 logs, or the back plate of the log splitter and the log, and it popped my finger. That motherfucker looked like the lightning bolt in Harry Potter's head, dog. It was fucked up, man.
Like a hot dog that stayed in the water too long.
Dude, it was open. Yeah, that's what it looked like. Open. Yep. And I remember my adrenaline.
Josh, can you put that on the screen?
Yeah,
a popped hot dog.
That's what it looks like.
The casing.
Exactly what it looks like.
Yeah, that's easy. It's an easy one. And then I put that on the screen.
You know when you smell blood from adrenaline or something, that smell when you're having an
like
adrenaline
the coppery,
Yeah, I dropped to the ground, clenched my cheeks because I was about to shit my pants. It was so bad.
Clenched my cheeks.
But I went to the hospital, man, and they ended up they were trying to give me pain meds, and Tina came. And I was like, dude, like, this is bad. Help, I need you. I knew I didn't want to take anything. I wasn't going to, but it was good to have her there. And then when we had the surgery, I got put under, and they put me under, and they said it was not narcotic, the shit they were putting me under with, you know what I mean? And when I came out, I was fucked up, you know what I mean? And the lady, I was crying, came out like, I don't like this. I don't want to be like this. And she was like, it's okay. And I was like, I'm a drug addict. I can't. And she was like, no, it's okay. It's the same stuff they gave to Michael Jackson.
Oh, yeah. That's great.
I was like,
that makes
I don't want to be like Michael Jackson.
It's even worse.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, it was horrible, dude. But I honestly, though, I think about it like we're on this subject right now and it's moving around. But certain times like that, whether it be from a surgery or something, but the knowing of what I went through and how desperate I was when it happened before me stepping into sobriety and giving that a chance, that desperation, that for me, that's why I always tell people, like, good for you for your hard times, because like in my most desperate like challenges is typically when I sharpen the most spiritually.
Yes.
You know, and so when I find myself in those situations that I'm really combative over, you know, where I want to like wrestle reality into my like will, you know, a lot of times I'm thankful for the experience of other people, some of the conversations we have right now and the things we went through but like the truth is like in those moments where I've been like faced with myself and my limitations, and I've been like, man, I don't want to go back there, and I really want to get through this.
Well, it takes a lot of integrity too, you know?
Yeah.
Like going through all those situations, like, all right.
100%.
I hated going to the dentist and be like, all right, straight up, I'm an addict. Don't give me no pain meds.
Yeah.
Doing that, I just had to do that the other day. I was like, well, I went to a doctor for the first time, so they have you fill out what drugs you've ever done and all that. And I was like,
I'm going to need another piece of paper.
You don't have this listed.
Yeah, right.
I'm a drug addict.
Yeah.
But just being honest about that, because like I don't like to share that with people.
Yeah, it's weird.
Because I don't know. I don't.
Especially people you don't know.
No,
Yeah.
yeah.
They're all professional and shit.
But it takes that. I mean, that's integrity though. Like that's living the truth in your life.
Yeah. You'd be surprised. So many people are just like, it's just normal nowadays too. Like, doesn't matter what doctor you go to, what dentist, you tell them that, and they're just like, could be an employer. Like, yeah, I used to shoot heroin and I've got 3 felonies. They're like, oh, okay, cool. When can you start?
Only 3.
It's always like, oh, my brother's sister's mother's child's kid's brother is a heroin addict. I know what you're going through.
Always, always. Yep. It really is, dude. It's like sad, but that's so true.
It touches everybody.
Being honest, it pays off.
Yeah.
It pays off. Who's had their nipples pierced in this room?
Wow.
Really? On the right side?
Yeah.
Both nipples?
Yeah, for sure.
Both? You can't just do one?
He said for sure.
No.
I almost didn't do the second one.
Randy only did one.
Dude, the first one hurt so bad. And I'm like, you know what? My adrenaline's going now. The second one, it's got to be better than the first one. So go ahead, do it. It was worse.
Of course.
Oh God, it was so bad.
Yeah, you knew what you were waiting for.
Oh man, it was terrible.
Was it that bad for you?
No, so I got mine done. I was kind of tricked into going to my first AA meeting this way. Dude's like, yeah, I'm going to pierce nipples, but you have to come to this church. And so I went to this church, and there was a meeting going on, so I had to stay for this meeting, and I was high as fuck. And so I got my nipples pierced there. But
whoa,
yeah,
what a day!
Yeah.
You got your nipples pierced in a church?
In a church after an AA meeting.
That's like a baptism.
Yeah, I don't remember the meeting. I was super high, but like,
was it the meeting that he stole from? And you guys got high,
man.
And then
whoa,
that's amazing.
Yeah.
damn.
That's the craziest shit.
Why did you guys get your nipples pierced?
I just wanted it.
Yeah, me too.
Come on.
Yeah, I just thought
Let's
it was a good idea.
Deeper. Let's go a little deeper.
No, man, like I wanted a piercing, but I don't want to pierce my face.
Yeah, but why?
Do you like nipple play or?
I mean, no.
I just
I didn't at the time, but
I mean, no.
I felt like it was mandatory after I got my nipples pierced. It was like, well, nipple play's a thing. Like,
Okay.
Yeah.
Solid, man.
I never want to do it because of like these baby nips. You know, like
I mean, I've had mine done twice, and I'm about to get them done a third time because the Ohio prison system doesn't let you keep them.
yeah, that's what
It's closed up.
Yeah.
Bro,
You about to get it again though?
Yeah, I'm about actually next weekend.
in the county
Oh,
jail.
it's already scheduled.
yeah,
No
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Wow.
For a little while in the county jail, I would break one of the things
comb?
off a comb
Yeah.
and stick it through and stuff, and then I just
Yeah, whenever you go through CRC, they catch that shit.
you know how fucked up my nipples would look? The 2 Canadian fucking sausages with
Yeah.
a barbell through it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you see the side of
a
these
chicken bone.
Canadian bacon.
Yeah, dude. I got silver dollars.
Yeah.
Rich, tell me about yourself, man. Tell me about, a little Cliff Notes version of your story, where you're from, how you got started.
So I'm from Upper Sandusky, Ohio. That's where I grew up. Juan knows a little bit of my story, man. We haven't got into all of it, but so I was adopted by my dad, not my mom. My mom's my biological mother. I come from a really good fucking family. My mom works for Homeland Security. I'm just kind of fucked up. But so I started selling drugs long before I did drugs, weed and everything included. Been to prison a lot, did like a decade. Yeah.
Straight or?
No, it's been
Little
broke up into
two-piece,
4 bits. It was
four-piece.
4 years, 11 months a couple times, and then a 10-month and 11-month.
Gotcha.
I did
So-
6 straight. Not that it's
Yeah.
a competition. Right
oh,
Yeah, 2 kids. Like I said, man, I sold drugs before I started using drugs, but like in my 20s, mid to late 20s, I'm like, it's going to be a good idea to use drugs still.
You gotta try what you're selling, right?
Right. I mean, yeah, I guess. And it went from like using cocaine to opiates, but this was whenever heroin was like heroin and not fentanyl.
Right.
So, and then it went to meth. And then for some reason I was like, I might as well try fentanyl too. And I died a couple, like 3 times. Because like coming off of a meth bender and doing heroin and doing fentanyl is a terrible idea. Yeah. It's like a terrible idea to slow down that much because you'll die immediately.
Right.
Yeah. These last 2 years are the first time I've really tried to get clean. And that's where I'm at, really. I'm almost at a year right now. And I mean, it's not fucking easy, dude, but it's gotten easier as it goes, if that makes any sense.
Sure.
Like,
the last 2 years, where'd you go? How'd you do it?
So
start in
Zeph
prison,
Detox,
Zeph?
no, Zeph Detox, Zeph 3.5, which is like their 30-day inpatient. Zeph housing for like 45 days or something, but I finished their PHP kind of like you did, and they're like, you're good, you don't need IOP. Just fucking do you. You're gonna be all right. You got this. And I feel like I was just a really good manipulator at that point in time, and I just had them convinced I got this. It's cool.
Yeah.
So then I went to racing, and I did that for a while, like a long while, and that was cool until like they wanted to get on real shit, and I was like, yeah, I can't do this. I gotta go. And
what do you mean by that? They wanted to get on
like
real
we got into some really deep trauma with a therapist that I wasn't all that comfortable with.
Gotcha.
So I was like, yeah, fuck this. I'm not going to do this. I'm going to leave. And whenever I left, I mean, a month after I left, I started getting high.
Gotcha.
So, which led me to jail for driving and steroids and a bunch of other shit all at once. Then I went back to racing. Then I went back to jail for some warrants. And then I went back to racing. And now I'm here.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you ever get into that trauma?
Working on it.
Okay.
Trying to find a therapist.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's tough finding a good therapist.
Dude, it really is tough finding a really good therapist
that you can relate to and open up to.
In this journey of finding a therapist, he's become my therapist. So.
When you say, and I don't want to, we don't need to get into we all know what we're talking about here in terms of, I guess just being appropriate and not getting out of line and unprofessional here. But what is it about? Because we're talking, this is so someone can hear this and find advice on where to go. What was it about the situation that you weren't comfortable? Like, what do you look for in a good therapist that you didn't see in other therapists that didn't allow you to open up? Like, so, why did you feel uncomfortable?
You just kind of said it with a professional thing, man. The therapist that I had, like, we'd get into our sessions and I'd start hearing about her personal life more so. And then the next session, she'd want me to talk about all my shit. And I'm like, we haven't even built to this. Yeah, It was like, she was pushing me to get into this other shit whenever we haven't built up to it yet. You don't know me that fucking well. I ain't talking to you about that shit.
Gotcha.
Like,
gotcha.
We need to work towards that.
Understood.
Yeah.
Understood.
I knew we're in like a clinical setting in groups and shit like that, but like, that's totally different. That's totally different. There's fucking 60 people in the room.
Right.
So like, you don't know me that well.
This is stuff I've probably never told anybody before.
Absolutely.
Like, I gotta know that I can trust you before I say these types of things.
Yeah, because some of the shit, like, one of the things in particular, there was still a potential case that could have put me away for like 15 fucking years. That I was dealing with, and she wants to talk about this, and I'm not fucking talking to you about that. You're gonna call the police on me. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. Like, the detective could be calling you on your off hours, and I just don't fucking know about it.
She just rips off a mask, and she is the detective. Like, the actual detective. You're like, am I tripping?
Yeah, this is some Scooby-Doo shit right now. Like,
yeah, I got you.
Yeah, that's what it was, man.
So still looking for that therapist.
Yeah. You guys have some options here, and that's cool. I just did an assessment to try to figure all that out. So
you have some good people.
Yeah. If not, he's free.
Yeah. He's a free therapist.
Yeah.
Coach Juan.
Yeah.
Coach Juan.
I think we've got some good people. I'm already thinking of some people here, but whether that's here or not, you'll find it.
Yeah, and I'm in a better place now too. Then, I mean, I was just getting healthy and shit again. You know what I mean? So like, I talked about owning my shit and like reflection and this and that. And right now, there's no cases pending, so this helps. But like, I'm okay with talking about whatever with whoever at this point in time, because that's kind of what I got to do in order to move forward to where I want to get.
It's your truth.
So
it's your truth.
Yeah. So she could come back and ask me that shit now, and I'd be cool. But like,
Right.
Just tell it
I
all.
just
Let's
wasn't
call
good
it.
with it then.
Let's call her right now.
I don't think she's gonna take your call.
I think that's important though, man, because I feel like that's a common thing that I've seen at times, wherever it might be. I've seen it in the rooms and just working through the steps too, where a sponsor might be asking and saying, well, you don't want it. You know what I mean? Well, you don't want it enough, where somebody's like, yo, dog, I literally can't talk about this without me leaving here and feeling really fucked up about me. Mm-hmm. You know, I get it. I'm selfish. I'm self-centered, but bro, like, you're about to rip this Band-Aid off of a gusher. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Yeah. And same thing, you know, I'm super thankful, man, for the therapists that I had when I got sober. Megan Bolin, man, shout out, dog.
Megan, I love her, dude. She was so good.
Wasn't she, bro?
She was so good.
Where do I know her from?
She was so good.
Zeph.
See, I was gonna say Megan too, man, because she was super cool. She helped me through a lot of shit.
Yeah.
She actually was one of the people who knew about the like whole police situation that I was worried about, and she knew the whole story. But then
She
I
was
left
so
Zeph.
good.
So yeah, she was super cool, man.
Yeah.
She was super
I
cool.
remember she told me something I'll never forget. This actually was when I got clean. She was like, you've identified yourself as a lot of things. You've been a jock, you've been a drug addict, you were an absent father, you were a good father, you were this, you were that, but can you really say you've ever been a man of character?
How'd that make you feel?
Blew me away. I was like, no, I can't. I used to be a good person, but I wasn't a man when I was a little kid that didn't know anything about life. Mm-hmm. And ever since I've known anything about life, I can't really say I've operated with like integrity. Dude, I got goosebumps right now. That was fucking weird. That was
crazy, bro.
Seriously though, but you know, like, and I was like, well, how do I do that? I don't know what that means.
Right.
I don't know what that means. What's a man
Right.
of character?
Right. She did the
worked on
same
it.
thing.
I just think she was so hot.
Me too, because she was. Me too. I was like, God, I love this lady.
Yeah.
I had a weird fucking thing going on with my therapist because I'd never felt better about me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, damn, you really make me want to do better.
Yeah.
You make me feel good and you're pretty.
Yeah, she really was She was a
So
great
good.
therapist, dude. She was a great If you're watching this, Megan, please call us. I would love to have her work here.
Dude,
I would love to have
seriously.
her work here. She's so
Yeah.
good.
Mhm.
Wow. Bryan, how did you do that, man? Like, so we're talking about Rich and what he went through in treatment to get through some stuff. You spent the first few years of your recovery in prison.
Yes.
How the fuck do you get through
Man.
trauma and shit in prison? How did you deal with some of that major shit? Or did it happen after prison? Or
I had it happened and I had an absolutely amazing therapist
in prison?
in prison. I went through treatment in prison, and her name is Miss Hayes, and she
can
was
see her now.
dude. She
Miss
was
Hayes.
yeah, dude. I hated her guts. I absolutely hated her guts because she was the first person that called me straight on my shit relentlessly. I remember being in group therapy one time, and I was sharing about something, and I was crying about it. You know, I was like, I had tears coming down my face, right? And I'm in prison in a room full of other men, so like it had taken a lot for me to be that vulnerable. And she looks at me and she starts laughing. She's like,
Damn,
dude,
she got you.
tears stopped instantly, dried up, and I got pissed, man. I'm red faced, and she basically, in a nutshell, told me that I was throwing myself a pity party and boo-hoo, and I stormed out, and I was gonna quit. You know, I was gonna move out of that dorm in prison, and then you know, my friends, some of my close friends that I'm still close with today, like, and that's another thing, man. I formed the closest relationships in the darkest place of my life. It was there's about 5 of us in total, man, and we're all sober. We're all in our recovery together. But anyway, that's beside the point. So I came back to group, and I was like, you know, you were right, Ms. Hayes, you were right. You know, and she was just incredible. She pissed me off way more times than just that one time. She used to say something that really used to get under my skin, but I understand it today. And if people that are watching this might not understand it either, but I'm going to say it. She used to say, you know, this isn't for everybody, and some people have to die for others to live.
Wow.
And I was like, no, fuck you. Nobody has to die. But I get it now, and it sucks. The reality of it sucks, man. That some people just aren't going to make it. But but that doesn't stop me from, when it happens, you know, from grieving and processing, and then tighten my shoelaces and moving on and trying to save the next one. You know, and I learned that from her. She encouraged me to go to meetings in the prison, and I was really blessed. I was in London, and we had meetings every single day. You could go to a meeting, AA, NA, CA. They even had a dual recovery anonymous, which was you know, dually diagnosed, you know, mental illness and substance use disorder, and so I would go to all of them, and I got a sponsor, and you know, I was so terrified when I got to my fourth step. I think like a lot of us are, you know, not because I was afraid of writing the stuff down on paper, but because I knew that after 4 comes 5, and I got to say this shit out loud, you know, kind of like in therapy. Like I wasn't totally trusting of my sponsor yet, you know, but I took that leap of faith. You know, I had worked 1, 2, and 3, and I had my inventory down, so I decided to share it with him. And it's crazy because like my deepest, darkest secrets, resentments, fears, insecurities, he related to every single one of them.
Yeah.
You know, maybe not exactly the same story. Some of it was pretty damn close, but like he had a relating story to all of it, dude. And that helped me through that whole process to realize, man, that I'm not as unique as I think I am. And that helped me form relationships with people after that, to know that we're all like, man, I love recovery. I love people in recovery, man. We're like, you know, the big book says we're passengers, you know, that survive a shipwreck.
Yep.
You know, there's no tighter bond than us that are in recovery.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Good stuff, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. What are you thinking over there?
Dude, I'm just
Learning about Bryan?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, dude.
I love listening to Bryan talk.
I do too. I do too.
I love listening
And
to him.
I've also never, I never went to jail. You know what I mean?
No?
No, I mean, I did some county, a couple days in the county.
24 hours.
Yeah.
Man, that bullpen
Yeah,
sucks.
40, a weekend.
23 and
Like,
53 minutes.
as long as you're fast.
Weekend, like 23 and 12 hours. 12, okay.
I'll do a year in prison over fucking 23 hours in the bullpen. I'm fucked up.
Yeah.
But, you know, I don't know, man. I think about it, and it's like, there's times where I'm like, you know, I hear that when people went to jail, I remember at times wondering, like, man, maybe going to jail would be a better option for me, you know?
It's weird that you say that, because I used to, like, I vocalized that out loud before, because, I mean, like, at one point in time, I was totally institutionalized. And I'd be out there fucking up, and I'd be like, look, I need to go back to prison for a little while and reset. And because I didn't know this shit was an option, I've expressed that, I think, to you, like, I thought you had to be court ordered to rehab or some shit, because I didn't know how to do this. So I thought going to prison to reset and get clean and get healthy was the only fucking thing that I had to do.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'd speak that shit into existence, because my door would get blown off the fucking hinges the next day or something. But like,
Yeah.
I think about that though, because like, just you saying that, like there was times, because I didn't know the resources. I went to Compass, and man, dog, that was rough. You know what I mean? It was rough going through Compass, dog, sleeping on those. You know, I mean, it was tough. You know, cold turkey, and like, and you could walk out the door at any second. And
Crazy to think that's all there was.
Yeah, dude.
15 years ago in Toledo. Compass.
And I could never get into the res program that was in the basement. You know, where people they'd be in the basement or wherever, but I'd see other people that there long term, and I was like, well, what's it? How can I? But there was the wait list, you know. You and whenever I went, I didn't have that option. And the person I was dating at the time had private insurance and could go to other places. You know what I mean? And I'd see like what that was like, and I would go, and I would have to like they'd give me like clonidine, you know what I mean, and fucking like Phenagrin, you know. And I remember like coming off of like so much shit and just shitting in their shower at Zeph, you know, on the 4th floor, laying on the floor where people are doing who knows what. You know, but and thinking, you know, like I'll never be able to do this. But then like I would I would see my friends that were fucked up, and they would go to jail. And when they went to jail, they were fucked up, but they would come out and they were good. But I never got good. And so I would see my friends reuniting when they had different phases of health and or whatever that looks like, sober. And I'd be like, well, shit, like that ain't me though. Like I was still the outcast, and I'd be like, well, maybe jail might be better for me. But because I never experienced sobriety at any point, 18 to 32, it was withdrawing or high. That's it. Not a single day sober for 14 years. Not one
I'm
fucking
glad
day.
I got to get some breaks in jail, dude.
Yeah, man.
I like that was probably that and rehab was. If it weren't for jail and rehab, I probably would be dead. Well, this last rehab, obviously, but I'm saying all the little breaks in there that I was able to like chill out for a second.
Yeah.
Like, God, dude.
Yeah.
Well, I would almost
You were
die
just
every time I
straight.
got out of jail.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like I would be
Also, like nothing.
Nothing.
Tolerance down.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I've never gone to a detox.
Me either.
And what's really crazy is I remember back so I didn't want to live that way anymore. I knew it, dude, but I just didn't know a way out. And I called the treatment center, and I don't even remember which one it was, but I remember like praying to a God that I didn't even believe in. Like, oh my God, I don't want to live this way anymore. Please help me. So I called this treatment center, and they said, well, we can't get you in right now. It'll be like Friday or Monday or something. It was some ways off, you know, and for me, like that was not, I couldn't wait that long, you know? And the very next day I committed the crime that sent me to jail and then to prison.
Wow.
So the God that I was praying to
Somebody was looking out for
answered, but not in the way that I
you
wanted.
wanted it. That's how
You
it
know?
always works out, right?
Always,
Can
man.
It's
you-
not how
can-
I want it, but it's gonna work out.
Is that sort of how it happened with you too? You said you never went to detox, Pat?
No.
How did you get clean? How did you get
The first time, or when I had the sustained sobriety, the first time, I was already had 3 felonies for possession of fentanyl, possession of Xanax. I went to jail one time and they indicted me with 10 felony 5s because they found I was moving to Texas. That was how I was going to get clean, but I was going to do one last hurrah. They pulled me over right by the bus station, and they found all my stuff, all my Percocet. I had Percocet, Tramadol, Vicodin.
Jeez, Hunter S. Thompson.
Every kind of like little pill in one of those pill organizers, and they charged me for each one.
Wow.
And then I got out after about 45 days on that, and went back to the same thing. And then went back to my mom's, and I was doing drugs, and I was at work one day, and this was 2016. Right when I think you guys got clean around then, right?
Yep.
15, yeah.
And car fentanyl was just hitting the streets, and I had my dealer meet me at my work. He would always leave it in a McDonald's bag at the end of the driveway. So, and I would do it like a dead drop kind of thing, and picked it up, went to the bathroom, and I swear I did I was only snorting then because that was my way of handling my addiction then.
Sure.
I gave up shooting. I did about that much, and I went back to my workstation and I OD'd. And I was out for a while. And they had to hit me with like 7 shots of Narcan. And that's when I seen I had like an out of body experience, like a white light experience. And this voice said to me that I'm not ready for you yet. I still have things for you to do. Which later turned into like a Bible verse that I really believe in.
Damn.
So then from there, I had felony warrants. So I went to jail. I sat there for about 3 months because of probation violations. And he gave me this. I was like, please just give me one more chance. One more chance. My mom was there. She was crying. Like the judge was like, oh, all right, this is your options. You can either go to this like low minimum security jail for 9 months, or you can go to rehab and be on probation. If I went to the first thing, I would not have probation. And probation has been screwing up my life for the last 4 years. So I was like, So I decided, probably one of the best decisions I ever made, because I probably wouldn't be here alive today, is I was like, I'm going to go to treatment. Problem was, this was during the really bad days of addiction, or heroin epidemic, and there was a wait. So I had to wait another 4 months to get into treatment out there. And
Damn.
there wasn't as many options as there are today there. And so I went to this, and I did 90 days there. And I got like busy right away. I did everything I was supposed to do because I'm really good in treatment, you know. But I got a sponsor my second day, and I started working steps, and I did everything there. And I got home group, and I got active, and everything was going great. I lived in a sober house for 9 months after that. And yeah, life just carried on. And I had home groups and everything and moved out of the sober house. Was doing really good for a very long time. Mm-hmm. And I was dating this girl. This is going to be a little hard for me to talk about. But I was dating this girl, and we were at my home group, and I kind of noticed my best friend and her flirting a little bit. We went out to eat, and then that night I just had this sick feeling in my stomach. I woke up from a dream, and it was a bad dream, and so I decided to drive by her house. Her car wasn't there, and I blew her up, and I blew her up, and I blew her up, and then the very morning she came clean to me that she was sleeping with my best friend.
Jeez.
Wow. And I didn't know how to deal with that. I wanted to like either kill myself or kill him.
Yeah.
And I would go to meetings and I would say these things and I would reach out for help, but anything anybody said to me was not like, that's not a viable option.
Yeah.
You don't understand the pain I'm in right now.
Yeah.
My sponsor was like, all right, let's do an inventory on this. And I said, fuck you, and I hung up the phone. And right when I made that decision, I feel like that's when I decided I was going to pick up again. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I never tried meth. Let's try meth. That soon led into heroin addiction for another year.
So you picked up that time after the cheating on meth. You decided to use meth?
Mm-hmm. Because I didn't want to die.
You just wanted to escape.
I wanted to get rid of those feelings. I wanted to escape that pain that I was in because like that depression was so bad and it didn't take long, but within like 4 months, I've lost everything I gained in 4 years. Mm-hmm. Like I ended up homeless without my cars. I would rent out my cars to people and they would wreck them. And like my life completely got shit like super, super quick. And COVID was going on and I had that money coming in. So like I was somehow managing that, but then I ended up homeless. And it was kind of crazy how it all worked out. Like this girl came to my house from racing, and she got
crazy.
She got high with me, and she overdosed. So I brought her back to life, and then she went back to racing, and then I'm sitting there still, in the middle of my addiction, and it was my birthday, and I decided to go to the Cincinnati Zoo with this girl. She had no idea I was an addict, and I was like, before we go, we got to stop somewhere. So immediately I come clean to like everything about it. And she was like, at the end of the whole day and everything, we had a good time. She was like, if you ever need to, you can detox on my bed. You can come here if you need a safe place. And I called that girl up and she gave me the number for racing. And it was really hard for me to get in there. And I detoxed myself off, like I did a sub taper. And then, but the meth was still there. I sold my TV because that was the last possession I had of everything I had. It was like I have that laptop, but I need that for school because I was still managing to go to school too. So
wow.
So I sold the TV and I immediately spent half the money on meth, and they gave me the okay. I almost went to Columbus actually, so I'm really happy that I made it here. Man. And I got to I was smoking meth all the way up here in the car, and I got to racing. They're like, we can't take you. They're like,
because you were high.
Yeah, I was high as hell, and they made me sit in a waiting room for 6 hours.
Oh wow!
Yeah, they do that. That's a fucking thing.
And I was like,
nice.
And I was like, I didn't know what I was doing, but the one guy there, he was a good guy. He's like, I'm gonna give you a chance, and I said, I won't let you down. And I take that shit personally. Like when I make promises to people like that. If I make commitments or promises like that, I hold them. Mm-hmm. That's integrity. That's something so like
integrity,
meaningful to me. That's why I get so mad at people when they can't hold commitments.
Right.
But that's my own problem I have to deal with. But and then that girl now works there, and we're both still clean to this day. And it's just kind of crazy how God works in lives.
Man,
it really is.
Wow,
it really is,
dude. The whatever prayer I asked in like 2018 for my life or 2000 whatever, when I was 18 years old, 19, 20, 21, 22, when I was praying, like, dude, for that prayer to be answered in full, I needed to be 32 years old, and the people that are around and at this table needed to be where they are to be where we are right now. Right. Like, I'm not sure, dude, the life that I have today, I don't think it would have happened any other way or could have happened any other way. You know, this is what I needed. This life that I'm in right now and the way that things are right now when I was desperate and ready to have like my life be changed. You know, this is it. This is my dream. This is my dream, man.
Isn't it crazy to think about? I mean, and we've heard a fraction of your guys' stories. Like, but just like hearing all these things, church basements, Vegas, and
Crazy.
POs and prison and all that. I mean, just we're here. We're alive. Dude, we could have got high today.
Could have got high.
We can get high every day if we want to. We don't. Not right now. At least for today, we're not. You know, we're here. We're alive still. It's crazy to think about. It's wild to think about.
Yeah.
Really is freaking wild to think about.
Yeah, it blows my mind, dude. It blows my mind.
It's all in order, though. It's the way it's supposed to be.
It really is, dude.
Of all the things that I went through in my life and all the consequences and all the shit, all the, you know, I wouldn't change any of it. Not
It got
one
you
of
here
it.
today. Like
Exactly.
those experiences and those things you
Exactly.
dealt with got you to the life you live today.
You know,
It's like,
and-
that's so amazing.
And I
100%.
remember early in recovery, like being in meetings and stuff, and someone's like, "I'm Bob. I'm a grateful recovering alcoholic," and I'm like, "Grateful? Fucking, what are you fucking grateful?" I get it now, man.
Yeah.
I get it. I'm grateful that I went through that because it led me to recovery. It led me to the 12 steps. You know, I fully believe that normal people would truly benefit from working the 12 steps because it's just a design for living to be a better person.
Yeah.
Really, in a
They would.
nutshell.
Yeah, the recovery
You know,
process.
but they don't get that. I do. Like,
Yeah.
it's a fair trade, man.
And it's interesting too, like a lot of what we do, I think it's, you know, we get to joke about these experiences where the rest of the world's like, yo, you guys are fucking wild.
Yeah.
What? You know, where people, you know, might look in on this and be like, yo, that's not good. That's not constructive to recovery, right? To say some things or be like, yeah, I tripped my balls off and that shit's funny. Look what I did to my mom, right?
Yeah.
You know, people are like, what? You know, but I think it's important, like for us, like we have this, that's that common thing, you know what I mean? We have this commonality, and to look back and be like, yo, at the end of it, like inside of me, it's like, but we're here. Like that shit happened. A lot of it was a fucking nightmare, you know. It was so traumatic that it could be comical. That's how bad it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it didn't own me. It didn't take me, and grace was in it. You know what I mean? Like grace was in there. You know, I think it's like really dope to relate, and I think that somebody out there that's hearing these stories, different stories, and how bad it was, you know, when you're down bad and you're out there, that's what it looks like. That's what it looks like. You know what I mean? The shit that we're talking about is what it looks like. You know what I mean? And how we're living today is what it looks like. Like us being here, like real story. We went through some shit. Homie was fucking overdosing off of fucking specs. You know what I mean? Like all the shit you guys, we all talked about just now. Like we get it. I get it, but you know, we can do this too.
Yeah. And somebody watching this right now, maybe they're early on in their journey of recovery. Maybe they haven't even started it yet, but they're curious and don't want to live that way anymore, man. I want them to know that I'm not lucky. I'm not above average intelligence. I'm definitely not handsome. So, you know, this, if this could,
Yeah, debate.
thank you. If this could work for me, man, it like legit can work for anybody. Like straight
sure.
up, man.
For sure. There's back to the big book.
That's it.
Anybody can do this if they have the capacity to be honest.
That's it.
Anybody. That's it. It's so simple, dude. Just being honest.
Where's
It was
that
really
at?
hard for me at first, though.
Yeah.
We make
Yeah.
it hard.
It was habit. I would lie just to lie. I wouldn't even know why I lied.
Dude.
I didn't even have to.
And honestly, that's a whole other thing too.
Man.
Like that phrase about the capacity to be honest is not just about like telling the truth.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, like there's so much to that. That's
Yeah.
a whole. We could literally break that down into 300 different things about what that means. And if you can't do those things, if you can't be honest with yourself and with the world and with other people and with yourself for the most part, I mean that's really what it's all about is figuring yourself out. But
That's it. That was the hardest part. You know,
being honest with yourself, dude. If you can be honest with yourself, you can figure some shit out. If you can be honest with yourself, realize that you can't do this alone, that you can't figure this out, that you are not it, that you need help, that you don't have all the answers, that your way is not working. If you can truly be honest with that shit and accept that, dude, like honestly accept the fact that There is no successfully using drugs and alcohol for people like us. Little things like that, dude. It's not about like I'm lying to people. Yeah, like that's obvious honesty. That's cash register honesty that they talk about.
Right.
But it's like, bro, when are you gonna fucking be real? When are you just gonna be real? Like that's what it's not. I like to just say realness, dude. Like wake the fuck up and be real. When are you gonna just? And it's not hard shit. It's like, okay, tried to use every time I get arrested or I end up in rehab.
Oh, wow.
When am I gonna get fucking real, dude? When am I gonna stop acting like I know how to do this shit? Like what is it gonna take?
Yeah.
What is it going to take? And it's just simple shit, dude. We overcomplicate it. We fuck it up, dude.
Yeah. We have a common person that, you know, the first person that I tried, second person I tried to get sober and take me through the steps. Man, the honesty, dude, honesty. I had a notepad. Did I tell you about this ever? The notepad he had me carry around.
Talking about art?
Yeah.
Is that who you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, you know, I didn't want to say it, but.
Well, I didn't break his anonymity.
Yeah.
His first name.
I had a little ass fucking notepad, man. Met with him the first time, and he opened the big book, and that big blank page, it was traditional old school AA shit.
Yeah.
It was like, this is you.
Yeah.
Like, what's this? What is this? And I was like, blank page. And he's like, yeah, that's right. That's you. You don't know shit. You know?
Yeah.
And he was like, sign your name on it. And I was like, that, okay. And he was like, write this. And he was like, it's not so much that God changes things as God changes me, and I change things. And then he had me write attitude is everything in there. But after that, I talked to him a few times, and he realized how big of a fucking liar I was. And he was like, all right, man, like, we're going to start here. He was like, I need you to get this little notepad and write down every time you lie. And I want to know why you lied and what you lied about. And he was like, I want to know about it. And I was like, okay, got this notepad. And like for like, a few days, you know, I'd check in with him. He'd be like, yeah, so, you know, well, how was your day? We'd talk, you know, like real traditional shit. You know, talking to a strange old dude. And he'd be like, so how'd you do today? Did you write anything down? I was like, no. The first time I was like, nah. I was like, it was a pretty good day today. You know, and he hung up on me. I'm like, this motherfucker. I called him back, and he was like, call me back when you are ready to be honest. So then I started making up lies that I didn't lie about.
I was going to ask if you had done that.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I was like, yeah, I lied about this thing that I didn't even lie about just to fucking get through.
Lying about lying.
Yeah. But it took root one time. Like, I was like, fuck, man. And I was at a morning meeting at 7:00 down the street. And I was sitting next to this girl, and she was kind of pretty. And something happened. I was like sick of it. I got sick of it in that meeting, bro. And she asked me if I heard of this song. And I was like, yeah. Like, yeah, that song's dope. You know what I mean? She was like, I know. And it was this Diplo song. I never heard the fucking song in my life. Never heard the song in my life. And I remember,
yeah, that shit's dope.
Right. And I remember feeling so fraud, dog. I was sitting next to her, and I was like, I'm a fucking fraud. And I went outside, and I wrote in this thing the first time. And I was like, fuck this. And I walked inside. I was like, dude, I got to tell you something. I never heard of that song. I was like, I don't know why I told you that. Like, I'm trying to get better. I don't know why. And she was like, okay.
She thought you were weird.
I liked you better when you lied.
The rest of the meeting, I was like, fuck, dude, sitting next to her, dog. But like, you know, the thing is like the thing that defeats us, you know, like, you know, we can only be defeated. And I love this. By an attitude of intolerance or belligerent denial. You know what I mean? Like, I was even there at sober, like in belligerent denial. I was denying the fact that I'm a liar. I didn't know how to tell the truth. I didn't know how. You know, and another person had to tell me and show me how to do that. And that same person taught me about gossip in many ways too. Like, you know, why are you talking about them? This has nothing to do with them. Because I'd taken my shit, tell him about a resentment or a thing that went on. He'd be like, "Why? I didn't ask about them. I asked about you."
Yeah.
Like, fuck you, bro.
Yeah.
Like, all I know is to say this person, never me. You know, and thank God there's people out there, man. You know, we do it together for sure. I definitely would have fucking blew my life up if it wasn't for people, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
100%.
I agree with you.
Sure.
Definitely.
Can't disagree.
Disagree. At all. I'll do this all night with you, bro.
Man, I
I don't know
got
why it's so fun, dude. They're probably like, "What the fuck is this, dude?" It's fun.
man, I
guys-
gotta say, man, for everybody that thinks that this is just for the podcast, like y'all two are like this all day, every day.
Every
So
day.
this
Every
isn't.
day. Yeah, it really is.
This is just who they are, man, and I love them
dude.
dearly.
Whether people are around or not, this is what we do.
Yeah,
this is
it
what
does.
we do.
Yep.
Each other. We'll be in my office. We'll be talking about something. Just
we do. We do. We
Yep.
do.
I love it.
It's so good, man. It's so good.
it works.
If
How
you-
do we want to end it today, dude?
Oh, dude.
I have an idea on
Please.
what we can do. We have to do some sort of challenge.
Absolutely.
I think that we should result in the loser laying on the ground and the rest of us getting on top of the team recovery building and throwing eggs down and landing them on the person.
Yeah.
And they can't move. They just have to lay there and take the eggs.
You guys in?
Face up or face down?
I feel like face up is the only way to do it.
Yeah,
like,
you have
for
to
real.
do it face up.
You have to see it coming,
you can,
too.
You can cover up if you want to, and you can wear goggles. But other than that, you
I'm
have to
game.
you have to lay there and just take it. You
I'm
can
game.
watch it coming, but
So-
you can't move.
So you
And
gotta.
I'm game.
And if you move, that's an extra dozen eggs.
Yo, that egg will fuck your head up from 40 feet up, dog. You gotta. You gotta go.
You gotta harden your head before it hits.
Crinkle the nose
I
a
gotta-
little.
You
I
think
gotta-
it'll be too much from 30 feet?
I got a beat.
I
man.
thought that
That's-
too,
it'll
man.
just-
Maybe
it'll just
like
split.
maybe a hockey mask is
Maybe a mask?
No, we gotta do it.
You think it? I don't want to get anybody to get injured.
I'll be the guinea. I'll take one just for the cause, just in case, just so you guys.
And we'll have like a hockey
know what I
mask
mean?
on deck or something.
like, I won't ask you guys to do anything I won't do myself. So I'll take one off the face. If
Maybe
I, you know what I mean?
maybe we'll figure out like this mezzanine, the second, like just like 15 feet up.
Yeah.
We'll do that. We'll do it like that, and you just gotta lay there. And we're just
Okay.
gonna.
Yeah, we can get on that mezzanine right there. We don't got to go to.
How
the
many
front.
eggs? A dozen?
Yeah,
A dozen eggs?
yeah.
2 dozen?
3 apiece.
three apiece. Yeah.
All right, a dozen eggs.
Are you throwing them or tossing them?
Whatever
drop
you
them.
want. You
Ooh.
can fucking throw them. You can throw them up in the air and get some extra.
Yeah, but you might miss.
You might.
So you,
It's a chance. It's
I'm
a gamble.
trying to fucking smoke you in your face. So I'm.
You're just literally dropping it and letting it go.
Fucking Normandy, dog.
So, but what's the challenge going to be to figure out who the loser is? We got to play a game.
Man, dude, I'm not good at games.
I'm not either, man.
Who got a game?
Any suggestions?
No. You don't got none?
No, I mean I have an idea. It's like it's very childish. I play it with my children.
I love that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm very childish.
Yeah.
We do like you pick a genre, and then you have 3 seconds. So like I'll start with we'll say food, and I'll say pizza. You have to say a food that starts with the last letter of the word that I said. So I'll say pizza. Your letter is A. Avocado. You would have
thank you.
to say something with O. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and if
that's great.
And if the first one, if we're going, we got 5 seconds to say something. If you don't think of it, you lost.
Oh, dude, that's so much pressure. I feel like I'm gonna
That's
lose.
a lot of
Yeah.
pressure.
It's a lot of pressure.
God.
It's a
Yeah.
lot.
Let's
it can
do
be
it.
food. It can be whatever.
That's a good game.
It can be
Are you
names.
kidding me? That's a
And if
fire
you
game.
repeat one that's already been said, then that's also you lost.
Yeah.
I like that he's nervous though because I feel like I might not even have to go.
Dude, don't let him fool you, bro. He's got things in that noggin of his.
You want to do that? Is that a
Yeah,
good game?
that's
Yeah.
a great game, right?
Yeah.
Should we do foods? Food and drink.
Food and drink?
Yeah, it can and it can be brands. It can be like genres of food, like you could say Mexican. It can be an actual food. It can be the finished dish. It can be a name brand. It can be a generic thing. It can be whatever.
Yeah.
As long as it is something that is.
Yeah.
Now it can't be something stupid. You can't be like frogs. Like that's not.
Well, that's a food.
Well, I mean,
frog legs.
Frog legs would work.
So who starts first?
I mean, the head of the table, right? The head of the table,
we'll let
right?
our guests. We'll let our guests go.
That's very.
Paper, scissors, rock, or scissor, paper, rocks for the first one.
So is it on shoot?
1, 2, 3,
1,
shoot.
2, 3, shoot.
Yeah.
Ready?
Ready? 1, 2, 3, shoot.
All right.
And it's going this way?
Rich gets to go. We're gonna go.
gonna
Wait,
go-
what's clockwise?
Yeah.
Whatever.
This way.
Yeah, we'll go to Pat afterwards.
All right.
So we're gonna do food because we were already there.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say ziti.
How do you spell that?
Is that an I?
Yeah.
I?
1, 2, 3, 4. You lost.
No, I had all this time to think about that for real. So like, I really had that. Like,
Fucking kidding me, Pat?
Italian.
Italian? Like, that's what I was thinking. Like,
Ice cream.
Ice cream. All right.
Okay. Italian ice.
Wait.
the game's over.
So
Though.
is it over?
The game's over though. It's
The
over.
game
I
Like,
want to get a do-over.
That was-
Like, come on.
Yo, he
was like-
froze like he was smoking crack. Like he was like,
He did some math, dude. Yeah. Did some math again.
There's a lot of things not going on.
boy, just fucking.
He's like, how do you spell that?
All right, we got to start over. We got to do a second time.
All right.
So let's try one more time.
We got one
We were all
do-over.
just looking at him like,
We got one do-over. All right. So, Pat, you want?
We can
no.
start.
All right,
Pat,
fine.
start
Start
with
with Pat.
Pat. Start
Roll
with
it.
Any food.
Ice cream.
Milk.
Krispy Kreme.
Manicotti.
Nope.
Cream. Kreme.
Oh, there's an E?
Yeah.
Oh, that
It's
sucks.
okay, that's okay.
Escargot.
That's a T at the end.
T. Wow. I might lose this.
Oh my God. 1, 2, tacos. 3.
Yeah, tacos.
4.
See, I just got to help over here.
Salad.
They fucking cheat every time.
That's a D.
Danish.
H. Hamburger. R.
Ramen.
N.
And noodles.
S.
Slushies.
S.
Spaghetti.
E. Eggplant. T. 1, 2, 3.
T. T-E-A.
A.
A. Avocado.
O.
Orange.
E. 1, 2.
Eclair.
Is that an E?
Yeah.
Is that,
Yeah.
is that ends with an E, right?
L-A-I-R.
Elephant ear. R. 2, 3. Rice. 4,
Rice.
5.
E.
I see what
Why
you
didn't no one help me when I was...
It's a thing, Pat.
It's an E. It's an E on Rich.
It's an E.
1.
Oh, man.
Man. Ear of corn.
Ear of corn.
We're going with that?
N.
Noodles.
Wait.
Oh,
did
that's a
someone
repeat.
said
That's a
noodles?
repeat.
Yes. Yes. I prevail.
Pat, you lost twice. You really got to take the egg.
Josh. Josh. You see what's happening, don't you?
What?
You all know. Just they're trying to get me.
What are you? What is he talking about?
Matt, what's he talking about?
Oh, you know what? He said noodles. No, he said noodle the first time. He said noodles. That's a different thing.
That's two different things.
Oh, that's semantics. I don't know.
I agree.
Turn the music back on,
That's
Josh.
kind of like 24 hours and
All
23
right, turn the fucking music
hours
on.
and 54 minutes.
Yeah.
S.
Scampy.
What does that end with?
I
Ampy.
Oh, tell me, what's the letter? Is it I or Y?
I.
Ice. E.
E is so hard.
Eel.
dude.
Oh. L.
L. Lasagna.
A.
apples.
S.
Shrimp.
Pizza. A.
Asparagus.
Yeah, you already did that.
Yeah, we did.
No. Somebody said asparagus?
Yeah, he did say it.
Rich did.
No, he said avocado.
I didn't say asparagus.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, keep it going.
Spaghetti.
We already said it.
That's,
we?
That's a double.
It's Rich's face that gets one.
Damn.
12.
Yeah, I win.
Are we doing it? Is this it? Is this the end?
That's it.
This is it.
This is it?
I know that you feel bad.
Huh?
First to 3.
First to 3 to lose? So
Yeah.
Pat's that's a good because I would feel real bad saying you lost when Pat already lost twice. All right.
What was it?
What are we on?
He fucked up spaghetti,
I
so
fucked up spaghetti.
throw a letter out
So
there.
S. So you got to go back to S.
S. Spanish Mexican food.
D.
Dunkin' Donuts?
Donuts. Yeah.
S. Shellfish.
Oh,
H.
God.
Ham.
Ham.
Mexican rice.
E. He's like, why couldn't you just make it Mexican, man? Why'd you have to throw another E on there? E's are hard, dude.
They are.
Did we already do eggs?
No?
No.
We did not do
No.
eggs.
Every time a fucking S.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the plural.
Salmon. Salmon.
Salmon.
Nectarine.
Another damn E. Eggplant.
That's double.
We've already
Double.
said
We
that.
did eggplant.
You're down one. You're down one.
You got 1 point.
Damn.
T.
We did do
T.
eggplant?
Or no, it's an E. You would take his E.
Oh.
Yeah,
I take his
I said
E.
eggplant.
Damn
I said
you.
eggplant. T.
Wow. Euro. No,
Wait,
that's not a
no,
food. That's
no,
a
no,
G.
no.
That's a gyro. I was thinking of the
No, it's a T. Eggplant, right?
Okay, yeah. T.
eggplant.
T.
Go
Oh,
with T.
oh, we went to T. Tilapia.
Oh, wow.
A.
Prison
I'm
pays
ma-
off.
American food.
Okay. D. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Deer meat.
Isn't that called venison?
It is. I think.
It is venison.
noise,
Yeah.
It's a T. Tortillas. S.
Sauerkraut.
Ooh.
Good one.
T.
Toast.
All right. Damn, this is getting good. Another T.
Taco Bell.
L. 1, 2, 3.
Lasagna.
Already
Said
said
it.
it.
Said it.
Fuck, I got one.
Yeah.
So does he take the A or the L?
What do you want me to do?
A.
Take
A?
the A.
Apricot.
Thai food.
D.
D. Oh man.
These are tough.
Danish.
I already said it.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh
That's
man.
two.
2
Two.
points. 2 and 2 with our guests, and 1 with Juan,
And one with Bryan.
and 1 with Bryan.
What am I getting?
D.
D.
Yeah, still D. Yeah,
Still D.
yeah.
D all day.
Still a D.
A double cheeseburger.
Ooh, R.
Ricotta. Ricotta.
Ricotta.
Oh,
A.
good.
Aperol Spritz.
What?
What's that?
Aperol?
Aperol.
What the fuck's
It's a
an
drink. It's a drink.
Aperol?
Aperol Spritz.
All right.
Z.
Is that a Z?
Yeah. He said, "Is that a Z?"
Zucchini.
Ooh, with the I.
Is this an I? Oh man. I suck.
He said, "Is this an I?
Not a
I
food.
suck." Oh man.
Icy.
Ooh.
Hold it out of
with
the,
the E.
from the leaves.
Threw an E on him too.
E.
Damn.
Air.
One.
Eggs Benedict.
Oh. T.
Tuna.
A. God, I'm getting all the A's.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. I got a point. Are there any more A's?
Yeah, there's gotta
I got one.
You do, you guys?
Yeah.
be. Yeah, you got to take the A. So go ahead.
Oh, I got to take the A.
In the A.
Asiago cheese.
Ooh.
Dude, just give me another fucking E.
You couldn't have left it at Asiago.
You didn't want the I. You don't want the E.
Eel.
I already said it.
Did you?
There it is. That's three.
There it is.
Rich.
Yeah,
It was
man.
destiny, man.
It's
It was
fate,
destiny.
bro. It started
Yeah.
that way.
Yeah. No, it started over there.
It did start over there. That's so happy right now.
You're welcome, Pat.
All right, dude. You're taking some eggs
Yeah.
to the dome.
Yeah, man. When are we
Alright.
doing it?
When do you want to do it? When do you have time?
I'm here every fucking day, Monday through Friday. So.
Same.
As long as I can get
We'll
a break
figure it
from
out.
work, you just tell Brett.
He
you know,
takes lunch at 1 o'clock.
1:30.
So 1:30.
1:30.
So you look at your schedule for 1:30.
And tell me so I can bring clothes to not
Josh is good.
have to be covered.
1:30?
1:30 is good for you too, Josh? Awesome. Thumbs up.
1:30 when? Tomorrow?
I won't be here tomorrow. They're closed
Yeah, they're
tomorrow.
closed tomorrow. Monday?
Monday works.
Monday.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out with
figure it
Josh.
out.
We'll figure it out with Josh. Yeah. Plan it. But
I'm just gonna bring clothes and leave them at work now.
yeah, you're gonna have to bring a change
Yeah.
of clothes for
You
sure.
should have put in the bet that you got to wear the clothes.
Bring some white.
That was a fun game.
I will.
That was fucking
I'll
fire.
make this
dude.
one
That was
fun.
good.
Yeah,
That was good.
I'll make it fun.
That was good.
Guys, thank you. Any last comments that you would like to tell anybody that's watching? People at home, your friends, your family, someone struggling.
I mean, look, man, I have 18 felonies. So, like, if you think that you're too far gone to do this shit, you're not. And if you have 19, you can still do this shit.
Yeah.
20, you're fucked though.
Nah, you know,
Yeah.
I didn't want to say it.
Yeah. Just
I don't
kidding.
wanna say
Just
it.
kidding. No, that's the truth. It's never too late. Never too late.
It's okay to ask for help. Like that's what got me so like far gone. Like I worked in treatment in Akron, and I was like, I got this. I don't need anybody's help. I know what I need to do. I couldn't reach out for help for the longest time. And like, it's okay to do that. Like, set your pride aside,
Yeah. It's the right thing to do.
because that kept me out there.
What about you, Brian?
Man, life is so much more fun sober than and don't get me wrong, you know, there were fun times, you know, early on before, you know, it got really bad. Otherwise we wouldn't have kept doing it in the first place, right? But recovery, man, just tonight with you guys, just moments like this, dude, it's so much more fun than I ever had using ever.
Yeah. I agree. You got anything?
Just I love you, man. I love you, and if you're out there, whether you're sober or you're not sober, I'd like to get to know you. You know, and if you got anything that that's holding you back from getting sober, like Rich said, a lot of us in the rooms have experienced whatever you're going through or something very similar, and just make your way here, man. Come home. You know, it's where I found home. You know, and we want you to come home too, man. We want you to find home.
Coach Juan.
Coach Juan.
Thanks, guys.
Coach Juan.
Yeah.
That's good.
So, yeah, there's a list of people. I'm not going to say they made a list and told me I had to shout them out, but maybe they did.
Shout them out. Shout them out.
Shout out.
Terry, Lorenzo, and Hannah. Tasha. Lorenzo was here in spirit. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out all those people.
Shout out.
Solid people.
They're all
man.
at TR, man.
Team
For real.
recovery
they're all
family.
doing
We
their
gotta
fucking thing
get
for real.
we gotta get Lorenzo and Hannah and all of them on here, bro. Terry,
Yeah.
like they're all such good personalities. Been through so much good stuff,
Yeah.
man. Like, dude, like,
I feel like Terry would be lit, man, for real.
Oh,
Like,
Terry would be a fucking riot on here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I look forward to that.
Yeah.
We'll definitely do that.
we'll make
Yeah.
it happen.
Team
In
recovery.
the meantime, if any of you think of a good enough excuse to get high, I'll get high with you.
I second that.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Don't hold your breath.
What if I have 3 days to live?
Still not a good
Still
enough.
not
excuse.
good.
Not good enough. Not good enough, dude.
Tell that to my mom.
Yeah.
But if
Yeah.
you want to ride a bull, we can make that happen.
Yeah, on your deathbed. She's going to strap you to a bowl.
That's probably more of like, what,
Can we
I
get
would
a-
be like,
Yeah,
what can I
just
get away
do
with?
that.
What can I do?
Just do that, dude. Just do that.
Do we have it in the budget for a mechanical bull?
Yeah, we can figure that
I can
out.
get you on a real. Do you want to do a real bull? We can do that. We can make that happen. I feel like you're not in the condition to do that.
Yeah, I can't
More
do that. I'm having
surgeries.
surgery tomorrow
Yeah.
morning.
Rich asked me
ain't
that.
happening.
Yeah.
Rich
A
was like,
real
"Hey,
bull?
dude, do you think we could do an
Bro,
event?
we
bull
should
riding?"
do that. We should do that.
I have
go
a
bull
guy.
riding.
I have a guy.
Forget about
You do?
skydiving.
I have a guy.
straight-
Yeah, I really have a guy. I
We
did
have
that
to
for a
send-
while.
I'll do it.
I rode wolves.
No, it's
for
just
a while,
Juan.
so-
Juan's the only
Ride
one
them
that's
or
gonna do
run
it.
from
It's
them?
always me.
I did both.
You're gonna go.
both.
It's our thing.
You're
It's
gonna
our
go-
thing.
dude. You're gonna skydive and land on a bull,
Yeah.
and then ride it.
Fine.
Oh.
You guys notice how like Matt just waits for me to just have fucked up things happen, so he can be like,
Yeah, but you know what though? I feel like
it'd be so good watching you do it. Nobody else would be that funny.
I feel
It'd
like
be-
Juan would connect with that bull like
Yeah,
on a
it would.
spiritual
He would do
level,
it good.
and
He
it wouldn't even buck.
And
It
here's the
wouldn't
thing.
buck.
And he
They would just like nuzzle.
"No."
But Juan's good at a lot of things too. He would actually like go out there and ride it well.
Yeah,
He would.
man.
He would,
Fucking
like-
tame that thing into a house dog, bro. To be
Proper.
Yorkie after I was done with it.
Side saddle.
I would want to run from it.
No, you get a better bull ride like the less you weigh.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's
I'm
why
good.
bull riders they get scored on how hard
That
the
makes
bull
sense.
bucks.
That makes
How do you
sense.
know that
So, like-
somebody weighs a lot?
A
I mean,
scale?
like-
I mean, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
like what do you mean?
What do you
Like,
mean? You set on a scale and weigh them with
Bro.
the damn-
Well, you calculate gravity.
Hold
and
on,
then-
bro. Yo, the more that I fucking learn about physics, the more I'm interested in metaphysics, bro. Because energy is constantly shifting. The only reason why I look bigger is because of your perception here, man. That's it. I really am not 240 pounds. I'm not anything.
The clothes are shrinking.
I'm nothing.
I'm
They're
light
getting
in
old.
energy.
You know how
I'm
people
light.
shrink when they get old?
Yeah.
My clothes are shrinking
My-
too.
yeah,
That's why I don't fit them. It has nothing to do with my weight. It has
petite.
nothing to do with my diet.
I identify as petite.
oh, you can do that.
I identify as petite. Before we close this out, I need to see Juan do a commercial for that Aperol Spritz that you're drinking right there.
Aperol Spritz. This is a fucking lemonade.
All right, well, whatever.
Aperol Spritz. All right. Give me something here now, Josh. Put something on. Let me hear a little bit of something, please. Bring me in.
Aperol Spritz is an alcoholic drink. Let's not
Aperol
talk about
Spritz?
Aperol Spritz. Let's talk about
Virgin Aperol Spritz.
Virgin Aperol Spritz.
Okay, Virgin Aperol Spritz, invented by Clark Glendale, out of Nevada. Clark is a good man. He found it on a missionary trip in the Budapest Mountains, south of the equator. He found some nectar and decided that with that nectar, the Aperol nectar, that he would turn something into an elixir, something that would transform your fat into zero fat. And essentially, if you got handles, you ain't got them no more.
No more handles.
No more handles. Now, Clark, he's been in business for about 13 years. Very reputable. Since 2001, he's an original. And I'll tell you what, right now, if you give it one shot, just one shot, I promise you that you will not go back to a regular fucking spritz. It's only Aperol from here on out. Here on out. and if you're looking for a number, I'll give it to you. It's 1-800-DUDE right now. And you can get a hold of them on www.forkmeoveranapple. Limited supply offer, dude. If you're doing it right now, you got to do it right now.
Like a unicycle, you ain't got no handles.
Yep. Get a hold of me, bro.
That was an
What's their-
infomercial,
can you
not
sing
a
their
fucking
jingle?
commercial.
Their jingle is Aperol Spritz and Aperol things, and Aperol Spritz mean go. Yeah.
That went from a commercial to an infomercial too.
That was fire.
Aperol Spritz means Apple things. Apple Spritz means go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll never forget it. Guys, thank you so much. It was fun having you guys here.
Thank you.
Good night.
Yeah,
That was
we
a good
appreciate
night.
you, man.
Good night.
Anybody that's watching, call us. Call us 844-561-LIFE. Anybody that's struggling out there that call us. If we can't help, we'll find somebody that can. That's what we've done since day one. That's what we pride ourselves on. It's not all about us. It's about you. Follow us on our YouTube channel. Please subscribe. Share this. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, whatever it is. The more you're able to subscribe and follow us on our journeys, on our posts, the more information you're going to get. And more information means more knowledge. More knowledge means more help. So make sure that you share this and like this, please. Thank you for watching. That was episode 6, man.
Yeah, man.
On integrity of season 2. Looking forward to next time. Everybody have a good night. Thank you so much.
Love you guys.